Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday. How's everyone doing? Hoping you're having a wonderful week so far. Oh boy, this is gonna be a fun one. By the way, while we were gone, Nemesaur decided to do another $200 donation to cancel Pissmas. So we are now less than $100 away on the tip from canceling Pissmas. Even if we hit it, it won't count until the end of today. So if you are a pro Pissmas tipper, then just wait. Or not wait, sorry. You can still tip and we'll calculate at the end of the day where things are at. But as of right now, less than $100 away from canceling Pissmas. Now I have plans both for if Pissmas happens and an alternative if Pissmas is canceled. So I'm excited to see which we get to do tomorrow. I have two parallel shows planned. It's up to you to decide our fate. That's exciting. How's everyone doing? Welcome to another Tinfoil Tuesday. Can you get a bingo link? Sure, let me do the command real quick, unless it's not working. Make sure you get your bingo cards if you would like to play. We are going to play today. We're covering mostly the Flat Earth stuff, but it's not necessarily only going to be the Flat Earth stuff. You can actually, if you get Flat Earth on the bingo card, feel free to mark that off. That's going to be the first thing marked off anyway. So, anyway, the tinfoil outfit continues to evolve and improve, so that's good. The mask is a little uncomfortable. I can't guarantee I'll always wear this, but you know, it's an option. I definitely need to upgrade the torso area. I need to look for like a tinfoil dress or something. How does one donate on YouTube? You can use this tip link if you want to do the Pissmas thing. If you just want to help the show, you could do super chats or membership, but those don't count towards Pissmas. Oh, duh! Of course I still have the kimono. I'm an idiot! Absolutely the kimono. Well, there we go. I have a fully, like, stocked up thing then. I just have to start wearing the kimono and I have a full-ass outfit. We did it! Thank you, Marisama. I'm sorry my ADHD made me forget about the lovely kimono that's in my costume bin. That'll be the new official costume thing from now on. It's a little warm today, so I'm not gonna. But starting whenever the next tinfoil day is, because I don't want to go digging right now, that will be the new official tinfoil torso. Unless it's so hot that it's unbearable, and then it'll probably be this until I can get a dress or something. I've been robbing you of kimono, Hannah. Yeah, I'm a piece of shit. Anyway, so, for those that don't know what's been going on lately, the Flat Earthers have been upset because a gentleman named Duffy, Will Duffy, I think, who is a reverend of some kind, is also quite a rich guy, decided to take a bunch of Flat Earthers to Antarctica to prove that there is a 24-hour sun. Now, this is important because Flat Earthers have historically claimed that you cannot have a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. They say it's impossible on a flat Earth. Here's some clips of that to prove that that's true.
Have a 24-hour sun in
I know, Marusama. I'll get it correct. I apologize.
the south.
We're gonna need Christmas conspiracies? Oh, there's plenty of those.
Grift is over.
Do not have a 24-hour sun in the south.
The 24-hour sun in Antarctica doesn't work on a flat Earth. On a flat Earth, you can't have a 24-hour sun, a midnight sun in Antarctica. And I totally agree.
In the flat Earth model, we say there isn't a 24-hour sun in the south, and there isn't.
There is no midnight sun in Antarctica.
Except there is, as was demonstrated by the final experiment. Of course, this was something we already knew, but Flat Earthers denied it, so that's why they sent Flat Earthers. So, now we're going to take a look at some of the reactions different Flat Earthers have had. Let's start off with the people who actually wound up down there, shall we? Let's see, Jeranism and some other people, basically about what they say. And then we'll get into some non-people that were there. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs and kicking off a hype train. Much appreciated.
Otherwise, should I just pick somebody? All right, Mark. So we're going to start with Mark Herman, Candace Owens' director. Say hi to Mark.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot that there was a person here who was here for Candace Owens, who was also kind of a flat earther, or at least flat curious.
I'm not going first just because I want to take a nap. Okay. I'm Mark Herman. I'm Candace Owens' director. I'm very, very thankful to be here. It still says I'm Will Duffy, but that's okay. Very thankful to be here. This is an incredible place, and these are all incredible people. Who would have thought that two groups of four people who
Yeah,
are
for those that didn't hear, Candace Owens was saying vaguely flat earth things a while back. Moira Soma, thanks for gifting a sub.
so opposed in belief and ideology to the point where there's ridicule and there's shame, there's all kinds of horrible things, but when they come together,
Thanks,
especially in
Boltville.
this environment, I've seen so much camaraderie and teamwork between people, and I think that's a huge thing that has really moved me, and I'm very thankful to be a part of it. And so, Will, thank you so much for this opportunity. Candace, thank you for letting me go here. And check out our live stream of the sun on Rumble, and I believe a member of each side will be on Candace's show in the coming weeks after this to discuss it. So.
God, don't go on Candace Owens' show, anyone. Moira Soma, thanks for gifting another sub. Dahlia Vianney, thanks for 25 months. Says Tinfoil Tuesday on my birthday. Couldn't be better. Happy birthday.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Will.
Cool. Yeah, it's been really great having Mark here. So he's a world traveler. He actually had to go from the U.S. to London first, and then had a very quick turnaround in about a half a day, and then all the way from London south to Antarctica. So thanks, Mark, for being here. Who is up next? All right, so we've got Critical Think. Check out his YouTube channel, Critical Think. He is here from Australia, and we're super, super excited to have him. And he's actually doing an experiment of his own, which he's going to tell you about right now.
Oh,
I'm gonna skip ahead to when they get Jaren in here. Give me a sec. There we go. There he is.
The most popular flat Earth YouTube
76% to level 3 on the hype train.
All right, guys. Sometimes you are wrong in life, and I thought that there was no 24-hour sun. In fact, I was pretty sure of it. But I respect Will Duffy for being a stand-up guy, at least.
Anonymous tips $100, but it's for Pissmas. It's pro Pissmas. Oh no. So we're $100 further away from Pissmas, even though this says it's over. I'm going to update that in a little bit so it's less confusing. So right now we are $200 away from canceling Pissmas. Jesus Christ. Has it been a year already, or is Pissmas special? Pissmas lives in our hearts all year round.
In the way that he kept saying it was true, I kept saying it wasn't. He said, "Do you want to go? I'll take you," and brought me here, and it's a fact. The sun does circle you in the south. So what does that mean? You guys are gonna have to figure that out yourself.
What a
don't listen to
cop
my
out.
beliefs or
So many of them were like, you cannot have a flat earth with a 24-hour sun in the south. And then of course it happens and they're like, well, we don't know what this means. At least he's admitting he is actually in Antarctica. I'll give him that. The bar's so low. The bar is so low. It's a shame.
my opinion, it shouldn't matter to you, but at least you should be able to accept that the sun does exactly what these guys said as far as circles the southern continent. So that's about it. I realize that I'll be called a shill for just saying that. And you know what? If you're a shill for being honest, so be it. I honestly believe there was no 24-hour sun. I honestly now believe there is. That's it. If you want to call me a shill, so be it. I
find it interesting because I've seen some of the live streams that Jaronism and Witsit have done, and a lot of people in his chat that are flat earthers have been really mean to him and have basically been like, you're a shill, you're shilling for round earth, you're lying, why are you lying? And it makes me wonder if they're having any sort of reflection as to times they've said that about other people who've given them information they don't like, and are like, you're fake, you're lying. Like, does this make them reflect on that at all? I don't know. Just a thought.
live to see another day.
Thank you for the hype train, everyone. Appreciate you.
And at least I know that I got to see it. And I just want to say thanks to Will through everything. You've been at least kind to me. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate the trip. If you guys want to, my whole master plan worked for getting a free trip out here and to, But no, it's amazing. I can't even tell you. Flying in was the best thing I've ever seen. So looking around, best thing I've ever seen. So how could I give him a hard time for bringing me down here? $35,000 trip. It's been incredible. It will continue to be incredible. We've got some
Make
tracking now.
ramen, Halloween Town. Ramen is yummy. Get food for your tummy.
Swinging around, seeing the sun. What does it mean? You have to figure it out. To me, it means that the AE map no longer works. But
at minimum, I appreciate that he's saying that. That's nice. For those that don't know, the AE map is the azimuthal equidistant map, which is a real map that was developed by an actual map maker and has an actual purpose. But flat earthers have taken it to mean, oh, this is literally what the Earth looks like. They're incorrect, of course. Hey, silly goose, how's it going? Overthought with the $25 tip says, Merry Pissmas, so we're $25 further away from Pissmas now. Oh no, Pissmas is happening, isn't it? Whatever. Don't count your chickens before they pee. Anyway, so this is the map that they think is like literally what the Earth looks like. They're incorrect. It's just a projection that's used for specific purposes, and because it visually just shows all the continents sort of like equally, no one's at the center except for Antarctica, which is no one's property. It's used for the UN logo, because many other maps are centralized on like the UK or other places in the world. So to make sure that the UN logo represents the globe, but without, making anyone central, that's why they use this on the UN logo. Flat Earthers think it's a conspiracy, though. So that's why they think it's the Flat Earth map. But, of course, 25 closer to Pissmas. You're right. I meant further away from canceling Pissmas. I apologize. Because they believe that Antarctica is this big ice wall, which is literally just because this projection puts it all on the edge. Also, sorry, I was misspeaking. The Arctic is in the middle, not the Antarctic. The Antarctic is on the edge here, and you can't have 24-hour sun in a ring like this. It just wouldn't work. So that's nice. No, we just started, Amber. Good to see you.
That doesn't mean that I'm right. It means that it could work. You'll have to figure out how, because I've tried.
I'm not wrong. It could work. Someone figure it out for me, please.
And I struggle with it. The other thing is a 24-hour moon. If that happens, you got another thing we got to worry about. So it seems like the moon does circle here as well. So you start thinking about that as well. It doesn't mean that AE map is over, flat Earth is over. Maybe somebody's got the answer. I don't have that answer right now. So just want to say thanks again. Appreciate it. Thanks, bro.
Pretty sure it does mean at minimum the AE map is definitely over, which is nice.
So Jaron has been so amazing to have with us. He is so fun in person. So I'm really glad we had the opportunity.
All right, then I'm going to skip to Witsit real quick, and then we'll move on to the Flat Earther reactions of people who were not here.
You all know.
Oh, so far on the bingo card, Flat Earth and moves goalposts for the well, we got to figure this out thing. Moves goalposts.
Runs the channel, Witsit gets it.
What's up? So I'm actually, they're holding guns on the other side of this camera. This is all a stage. No, yeah. So I mean, I was one of the people that said I definitely didn't think that there was a 24-hour sun.
No, I wouldn't say shilling on the bingo card, because they're not actually shilling. The Flat Earthers are accusing them of doing so for saying they saw the 24-hour sun.
They haven't actually seen the sun for 24 hours, but it is doing what they said it would do very clearly, and it is still dancing around high in the sky. So obviously we're documenting it. But yeah, I said what I feel about this the whole time. Truth doesn't fear investigation. I think that we're truly trying to figure out the truth. Obviously, some people think that what we were told is the truth. I don't think that, but I do.
Don't get attached, Dillis Filler. He's a huge shitbag.
Think
he's like a JQ guy. Please don't think he's cute.
That this.
Did they not set up a tripod and record the 24-hour sun? They did.
People need to be.
We're gonna show someone who's gonna say it's fake later.
Be honest and
yeah, he's a Nazi.
And be like, whoa, we were wrong. If something doesn't just pop out of the blue and all of a sudden the sun sets or something, when we claim that there was no sun or 24-hour sun. So yeah, and I know a lot of people want to know what my take is in terms of how does it work and stuff. And I will, like a quick teaser, I have seen a physical demonstration that could show this working, but I do think that some of the data we're going to have from this trip may help to clarify if that is actually what's happening. But anyway, long story short.
No, it's more than that, Baja, because it says it added here, but really you need to remove the add and then subtract what the addition was. So it would be 903 minus 125, whatever that is. That's how far away from Pismus we would be.
Short, they kind of covered the trip. It's like incredible and beautiful, and when you fly into here, it's just like words can't even describe it, man. It is crazy beautiful.
So probably like we're probably at like 785 or 775, 777.
Obviously this, for people to say that we can't go here and all these people are working here, we obviously never actually claimed that people couldn't go here.
That's such bullshit. Flat Earthers have consistently claimed that people cannot go here, that it's a big ice wall, that even if you do go there, you're gonna be, like, herded around. Total bullshit. Christian Jones with a $5 tip says, America was founded on Christian values. My fellow patriots, we cannot let the woke communist liberals win their war against Pismus. Feeling like Pismus is probably happening, fam.
We just say you can't freely and privately explore it. But I will say this, when we flow over it, I'd be like, you probably don't want to really do that, so it looks extremely dangerous.
Oh, does he understand why they don't fly directly through Antarctica now? Just 'cause? Yeah, you idiot.
Beautiful, but scary at the same time, and so...
Like, people have told him dozens of times, no, Witsit, it's because it's dangerous. It's a frozen wasteland. If someone had to make an emergency landing there, they would just die, and he just didn't listen. But him flying over it, it clicks in his head? Why are some people incapable of understanding something unless it directly happens to them? Why is someone explaining it to you not enough? Ashley says, I actually never said those things I said. Don't look it up.
They say, look, if you want to go somewhere, we got to survey it and make sure you're not going to fall in and die. And I get it. So, yeah, obviously we did know you could go to approved places, but more so the point of this trip is to see if there's a 24-hour sun. There clearly is. I won't go on like a big rant about what I think that means. I don't think it falsifies plain Earth. I don't think it proves a globe. I think it's a singular data point.
Except all the other experiments that other people did on the trip, like MC Toon did tons of experiments, including like measuring the weight of something, measuring a weight at different parts on the globe. It's like a standardized weight thing to check and see if the weight is different on like the equator versus near the South Pole, which it is. Cloud Wizard says, what do we want? Shabambu, when do we want it? Look at my belly. Is this the belly of a 50-year-old man? God damn it. I'll see if Alex Chu has done anything PP lately.
I will make one more comment kind of as to like the meta here. I do think that we have some strong personalities that get really intense on the camera. And it has been interesting to kind of be all around each other. I think it's been relatively chill. I think it's been pretty cool.
I thought flat earthers didn't believe in relativity. Bum.
I think it's a testament to the idea that we're all just humans, and whether you know it or not, there was a creator and he made you and all of us. And so that's like this basic level that we should all understand. And when there's not all this hoorah on the internet, that kind of becomes pretty self-evident in person. I think that's cool. So yeah, I think the trip's very cool. I'm appreciative to Will. I didn't think it would really happen, so I kind of just sat back and waited. And here we are.
I wonder if Will Duffy, the guy that set this all up, is in any way surprised or upset that he didn't change the flat earthers' minds about the shape of the Earth even a little bit.
Aaron says it's still getting...
Like, I'd hope that he knew that going into this, but I don't know.
Canceled. So who knows? Maybe it does. But yeah, sure enough, the sun is dancing up in the sky. And they followed through with their word. We are in Antarctica. I can assure you, we tracked it with multiple compasses the entire way. We were going south or just off of south for 4 consecutive hours from Punta Arenas. I can guarantee
You don't
that.
think Will Duffy properly understands flat earthers? I don't think most people do. I wouldn't even say I necessarily do, and I probably understand them better than most non-flat earthers. But even then, it's hard to really grasp because it feels how do I put this? To have an accurate view of flat earthers feels really condescending. This is gonna sound so shitty. To accurately assess a flat earther is to be incredibly condescending to them, and you don't want to do that. Instinctually, I think most of us want to believe good in people, if not moral good. At least, you know, we like to see in our own species the ability to reason, the ability to, like, accurately assess things, and when you see a group of people who just will not do that, I think it makes people uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable, not necessarily because of anything about them, but it reflects upon all of us. This is how all our brains work to some extent. Don't get me wrong, they have issues where they have exacerbated these parts of their personalities and brains where they are willing to take on these ideas that are really not, you know, evidenced due to a variety of reasons, but like, there's nothing in Whitsit's brain that isn't also in your brain, theoretically. You know what I mean? It's really disturbing to understand how messed up human brains can be, and to understand it is to fear it. Anyway, Green Guy with a $3 tip says, Hannah, don't these guys know the sun is always 24 hours? It's always there, dummies. Pro P. Let's see. By the way, I don't know if you were here earlier, Green Guy. This is not accurate. A bunch of people tipped. A bunch of people tipped. So let's see. You're 3. What are we? It was the 100 anti-P or pro-P. That was 4 Pissmas. Okay, so we're doing pretty good on pro-Pissmas right now. Like I said, I think we're like almost $200 less than this looks like right now. I'll fix it when we do the bingo check.
That's where we were as well. So yeah, sure enough, we're here. The sun is doing that in the sky. So we'd have to go back to the drawing board to try to address the preponderance of evidence. But I'll stop there. I do appreciate the opportunity. This is beautiful. I probably would have never come taking the risk of if we would see it or not. And yeah, it's something I'll remember forever. So there's that. And one more thing I'll say, everyone should just try and be nice to each other. Okay? Because I'm not even going to read the comments. Because I was reading the chat earlier and people talking reckless. So, and that's on both sides.
People talking reckless. It's reckless for people to shit talk you? Okay. Freyline says, come comrades, down with the bourgeois pissmas.
Just chill, be like, well, this is pretty like legendary stuff. Like no one's ever actually done this. We have multiple cameras. We have cameras documenting the camera. We have everything you could imagine. This has never been done. We're getting the sunspots. We're getting every different angle you can imagine. It's truly amazing. It's very cool. We're doing a lot of firsts. So yeah, I think we should just kind of all acknowledge that. And then, you know, shout out to Will for making it happen. Cause it's pretty cool that he actually pulled it off. So thank you.
All right, so that's Witsit. So the people who are there, at least, are in admittance. Okay, there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Now, other flat earthers are not super duper thrilled about this finding. So let's see how Daniel Pratt's doing.
So what do I think of the old final excrement footage?
Final excrement. Get it? He called it poopy, so he wins. This is the boomer equivalent of drawing your opponent as the soy jack.
Coming from Antarctica. I knew this was coming.
Sorry, probably Gen X. He's probably Gen X.
Same thing I thought 3 months ago, 2 months ago, a month ago. None of it. It's funny that Jaren's down there trying to use this as some sort of experiment to prove the shape of the earth when he himself has said 1,000 times, you don't look at a light bulb on the ceiling to prove the shape of the floor you're standing on.
I think the metaphor by reasoning here isn't working so well. Because we're talking about cosmology, not a room, and we're talking about specific predictions that were made about the cosmology of the Earth related to the sun, and it's like where it appears in the sky from the Earth in the south. So that was like the point. I feel like you weren't paying attention if you didn't get, you know, the whole ass point.
So, what do I think? I think they've wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars because according to Jaron, it's $35,000 for each person to go on this trip. Yet it's funny, they can't raise
Millionaires have wasted money on way stupider things than this. At least this brought me joy.
hundreds of thousands of dollars to contain some water and physically, mechanically measure with a ruler, some calipers.
How big of a ruler are you planning on getting to measure the curvature of water on the Earth? Green guy with a $3.12 tip says, Pro P to math easier. Thank you.
Coordinate measuring machine, whatever they want to use to prove water's physically capable of displaying curvature.
Okay, but like I can show you pictures from space of the oceans curving. Like you can see water curve when forces are applied to it. Look at a wave, look at a water droplet. It's not the exact same phenomena, but it is a force acting on water causing it to curve. So we know water does curve
Upon the surface of a resting body of water, just like we've been asking for 10 years. But what do we get? A clown show of a bunch of flat earthers and globe gobblers staring at a light.
on them, globe gobblers. Mark with a $5 super chat says, so these jagoffs get a free trip to a place I would love to visit. Can we just leave them there? That's actually against the Antarctic Treaty. You're not allowed to leave waste in Antarctica. True story. You gotta take your poops with you.
Light in the sky saying, see, proves it's a globe.
Overthought with 100 bits says, if he still isn't convinced, maybe he should watch the documentary The Shape of Water. I'm sure it'll answer his question. Nothing else happens. I love that movie. It's in the Criterion collection. Fuck, Hannah mentions Blu-rays on the bingo card. As it was coming out of my mouth, I felt it. I felt myself giving the bingo space away. He really is still doing that unhinged laugh, huh? He is. He really, really is.
Okay, so just a word of caution to everyone pushing this first the final.
Gene the Scorned with a $10 tip says, piss, piss, piss. Also, hi, Hannah, you're great. Pro P.
Experiment video around where there's some video anomalies, I'll admit.
So much Pro
But
P
you
today.
gotta remember who we're dealing with here. It could very well be bait for them to say, see, flat earthers just call everything fake.
You guys do call everything fake. Many of you are calling this fake.
First of all, they just got there. There's 3 more days of supposed observations.
Sorry, this video actually came first. I got them flipped around. This is before he actually saw the full 24-hour thing.
Not experiments to come, where they're supposedly going to do the time-lapse videos, the sunspot videos, infrared videos, all the stuff everybody's supposedly been asking for. The next 3 days is when they're supposed to do it. So it's very possible this first video was put out there knowing that they would see it, and flat earthers would see it and call bullshit, so they could say, see, they just call everything fake. No matter what, they're just going to call it fake. Because remember who we're dealing with. I believe MC Toon is down there. The MC Toon that claims I owe him $1 million when I put out the video saying, show me in the programming on the airplanes where it accounts and adjusts for curvature. Show me the code. And he never did any such thing, but claims I owe him $1 million. So I said, well,
Is that how programming works, Dan?
sue me. Bring me to court, and I'll wipe the floor with you. It's funny, he's never sued me. Because he's full of shit. Because he was involved in that letter
Yeah, Toon is down
5
there.
or more years ago
Probably not
that was
fun.
going around, claiming that all the anti-flat Earth channels.
It's like he thinks the program, you would open it up and it goes like, if globe Earth, then dip nose every however many feet.
The flat Earth debunking channels were all paid agents of the government, which they later admitted was a forgery, a fraud, BS.
That was funny when there were like different debunkers that got together and produced a fake document to look like they were being paid by NASA, and then within the letter they like hid a message to like make it clear it was a joke once they revealed it. Like the first letter of every sentence spelled out something silly. That was fun.
And who was responsible for pushing that on the flat Earth community? Oh yeah, Jaron. Just like he was responsible for pushing IPS and Mad Mike and everything that's been used to make a mockery of flat Earth over the last 10 years.
Can I hang Christmas ornaments from the horns? It's not a bad idea. I have to get some ornaments.
So, it's amazing to me, these people call themselves awake, but just blindly follow Jaron on his channel and praise him. You would think he walks on water. No, I'll stick with Jesus, and we all know Jaron's thoughts on that. Maybe you can
He's saying that because Jaronism is non-religious. An atheist, I think.
And talk to him for a reply, Jaron. Fucking clown.
So yeah, the flat earthers doing just so good. So good. Here's the flat earther that also thinks sports is fake. Here's him talking about the final experiment.
So we're gonna move on. All right. Go to my live stream section. And I'll show you how long ago I started talking about this. Live stream section. All right, where's it at? Here it is. The final flat Earth experiment. This is the first time I talked about it 6 months ago.
Something dangling in front of my eye and I can't find it. Where is it? Where is this fucking thing? I did it! It was a feather from my boa. Free. Make another bird.
Oh. Let me blow it up. There you go. So I'm on record 6 months ago, right here, this stream, Space Wars, the final flat Earth experiment. I'm on record calling out Will Duffy.
The person who started the final experiment and paid for it.
Another stream, Flat Earth final experiment update. And I say that Jaron has been picked. Jaron's going to flip and become a glober. Called it out 6 months ago, you guys.
Incorrect. Jaron has not become a glober. He is not. In fact, quite the opposite. He has admitted that there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, but he is still a flat earther. He has a beef with Jaron. He has a beef with multiple other flat earthers. This guy, how do I put this? Despite all the flat earth stuff, because, like, yes, his name is Jake the Asshole. That's the name of his channel. Despite, like, all the flat earthers, like, they're wrong, but, like, he is a dick. Like, he's a dickbag. Like, I think this guy doesn't get along very well with others. Like, he seems like he has interpersonal, like, problems. He has problems maintaining interpersonal relationships, is the vibe I get. So, I think he's alienated himself from a decent amount of the flat earth community.
And then, here, final experiment exposed, Will Duffy, Eric Dubé, and Jaronism. That one right there, I did 3.5 hours exposing all the players involved.
So it was literally just you complaining and calling everyone a fed.
So there I am on record 3 different times exposing all the players involved with this final experiment. For those of you who don't know, this guy here, Will Duffy, he's a Christian pastor, fake Christian pastor.
Not a fake Christian. That's the no true Scotsman fallacy.
And he is supposedly wealthy and wants to settle the flat Earth versus round Earth, globe Earth argument. And he's going to send flat Earthers to Antarctica. And if they see a 360 sun, then it's a globe. And if they don't, then it's flat. And he picks Jeranism, the guy who wanted to, measure my penis. He picked him.
I'm sorry, what? Larasoma, thanks for gifting a sub. Why did he want to measure your penis?
Of all the people. So here's me and Q and Feet.
If you like penis colada and getting caught in the rain.
Also, we went over this subject, and he also has predicted the same thing, that Jaren is going to turn into a glober, flip-flop to a glober when he gets to Antarctica. So now we are finally to the point where they have gone to Antarctica, and we're just waiting for the inevitable. So let me pull up Jaren's channel. All right. Says we are live from Antarctica. This is 7 hours ago.
What is that hat? Yeah, who wears silly outfits on the internet during their live streams? What a weirdo. Hit success.
So basically, within the next day, they're going to say they've seen the 24-hour sun. Flat Earth is debunked, is what they're going to say. And Jeranism is going to become a globe earther. And all the globe Earth cucks are going to gravitate to his channel.
Globe Earth cucks. Nothing globers like more than talking about the shape of the Earth and watching their partners get fucked by other people.
Kiss his
for sure.
House. And he's going to get more views than he has in a long time.
I'm actually kind of like, we take a step back and talk about how cuckold became an actual insult? Like, the term cuckold, a Shakespearean term, became shorthand for, like, pussy. It be like, you pussy ass bitch, you beta, you fucking cuck. And that became an insult that the worst people on the planet use regularly. Hilarious. What a strange, stupid society. I love it. Thanks for letting me be a part of it.
Time, but it's all going to be from globers. And all his flat Earth audience is finally going to walk away. But all the people who are still watching him who consider themselves flat earthers are fucktards and morons because they've been following an actor and a liar for like a decade.
Have I seen Skyrim brain rot? No.
Some of them. All right.
Is this mask all one thing or is it a diffusion? This is separate than the horns. The horns and the mask are two separate things. They happen to fit together pretty well, though. They do kind of look like they almost go together, except this is very shiny and this is not. Shape-wise, they're okay.
Get through this commercial.
Can't even pay for YouTube Premium, you cheap bitch!
And I'm going to upgrade my YouTube account to one of the premium accounts so there won't be any commercials in the future.
Yeah.
It's another one of my
Pretty
plans.
important as a streamer. What? Wrong button. Now I'm the loser.
Set to
not to go in there.
That's what it's like, honorable, because I've done
See this triangle over there?
It's the little mountain, right?
The triangle mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one is north.
Right
so that's
there.
South, right
Get an ad blocker. Ad blockers don't work on YouTube anymore, not consistently at least.
Triangle right there.
To my knowledge, I don't know though.
North.
I have YouTube Premium. I do use an ad blocker for everything else.
So the sun's there. I've already watched it. It definitely is.
How long is this reaction video? This is part of a live stream and it goes on for quite a while. We're not going to watch the whole thing. I just want to get some different snippets of his reactions and justifications.
It's tracking the opposite direction. It's moving this direction.
Yours kind of works. Okay. Works on Firefox. Oh, that'll maybe do it. I'm addicted to Google Chrome, unfortunately.
And it's supposedly going to go behind this mountain.
You'd get YouTube Premium if it wasn't so expensive. Yeah, I use it as a business expense because, you know, I show videos to you guys.
If you can see it, which, I mean, this is crazy. I know you can't see it good on the computer.
But I get it.
Screen.
It's expensive.
That mountain looks like it's right there.
Okay, you guys, it doesn't look like it's that cold. So this leads me to believe Antarctica is not as cold as they say it is. because none of these people look like they're bundled up in huge coats. None of
we can literally see him in a coat. Also, it's summertime there. Like, it's cold. It's not as cold as it would be in the winter, but yeah, it's summer there. It's summer. It is cold for summer. And yes, it's probably low wind chill because they talked about the place that this camp is at is situated between, like, mountains. So it basically knocks out the wind. They're in this little valley. That's why they put the camp there, is so they're not as cold. But yes, it's cold there. It just happens to also be summer, so it's relatively less cold than it would be during the winter time. Gene the Scorned with 130 bits says Shakespeare's greatest legacy, the use of cuck as an insult.
them look like they're freezing.
Looks like you can just touch it, but they say it's like a few miles away.
Also, fun fact, symbolically, horns have been used to signal a cuckold. True fact. Look it up.
And why is there not a bunch of frozen breath coming out of Jaren's mouth? Shouldn't we see Jaren's breath?
They say that let me show you see if you can see the glacier. So you see the glacier, I can't tell what's behind me, behind that sign. So the glacier that's right behind the sign right there is 10 miles away. It looks like clear as could be right there. You can see it. So what we did is we flew in and we ducked into these. See that brown? It's hard to see in here. It's so bright. If you take your glasses off for a second, holy smoke, that's too bright. We flew in and then the plane kind of tucks in there. And then they drove us by vehicle here. That's like the medics, doctor's office. That's the red flag.
I gotta take this mask off for a while. It is
go past the red
giving me a
flags.
headache.
Oh, let's turn
Oh,
this
I
way.
ripped out hair.
Orientation is locked.
Wasn't
Why?
using that.
It's making me do it this way. Oh, so that means the thumbnail probably sucked. Hopefully I can see chat. Tell them about the flight.
Look, here's Will. You guys, they don't look like they're that cold. Something's up with this, man. Like, it almost looks too warm. And I can't even...
This is all they have, by the way. This is how you can tell something's a conspiracy, is when they're not even really making specific falsification claims. They're just like, this is weird. It doesn't even look cold. Like, that's irrelevant? Like, what does that even have to do with anything? Black's Law Dictionary request. What do you want me to look up, Jay's a proxy? Cuck or whatever is where it should be. Okay, there's no way cuckold is in the dictionary. The law dictionary, I should point out. It's in the real dictionary. But, like, I'll check.
Even see their breath. Like, here in California, it doesn't get that cold in the valley, but it still gets cold enough during the winter you can see your breath.
It's not winter in it's not winter in Antarctica. It's not winter in Antarctica. It's summer. Southern Hemisphere and the Northern Hemisphere have opposite seasons, for those that need to hear that. God damn it, people are so ignorant. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm tired of my job being explaining things people should have learned in elementary school. Okay, cuckoldry. Probably not something you should have learned about in elementary school. Curator, culpa, brood. Oh, wait. Okay, no, it is here. Cuckold, a man whose wife is unfaithful, the husband of an adulteress. It is explained that the word alludes to the habit of female cuckold, which lays her eggs in the nests of other birds to be hatched by them. To make a cuckold of a man is to seduce his wife. And I want to point out, I need to point out that the other definition adjacent to this is cucking stool. Cucking stool. Anyway, moving on. Ugh.
So even where I live, there's no snow, but it'll still be like 40 degrees outside and it'll be cold and like you can see your breath. Something's up.
I hate to ruin the bit. The word is cucking stool, but it is not the colloquial definition of what a cucking stool would mean. It doesn't have anything to do with actual cuckoldry. Sorry to break it to you. As funny as it is to see cucking stool in a law dictionary. Oh. Anyway.
This, I don't know. I'm
barely breathing. Thanks for 20 months. Holy 20 months indeed.
I'm kind of not sure how you can be where they say and it be this warm looking. Now, if that really is, Antarctica and it really is that warm, then perhaps it's not really this frigid, inhospitable land that they told us it was.
It's summertime and they're at a camp.
And it's that warm and sunny, just makes you wonder if you were to keep going, does it get green and nice and hot again?
I mean, if you go far enough to go around the globe and head back to another continent, yeah.
In an area, if you just keep going south from wherever they're at there, could you eventually get to a different area where some new lands are, some green and stuff? So I'm already wondering, like, why I don't see at least their breath.
Moira Soma with 100 bits says, so many Santa movies also get this wrong. There is like a Santa's village basking in the sun at midwinter. It makes me nuts. There's no reason for such ignorance. Let's just say Santa's village has a magical sun. That's actually something that the Santa Claus movies gets right. The Tim Allen ones, I think every time you see the North Pole in those movies, at least in the first one, it is nighttime, at least on the surface. They do have, like, a town underground that has its own light source. But the Santa Claus with Tim Allen, I think, does a pretty good job with that. Less so in the sequels. But the first one, at least, is pretty good. And I think the movie Santa Claus, with Dudley Moore, plays an elf in it. Forget what year that was. From the 80s. John Lithgow's in it. That also, I think, mostly keeps it nighttime. No, because there's an ending where Dudley Moore's almost gonna die, and it's daytime. Okay. Yeah, 86.
So this is
Burgess Meredith is in it too.
It's just a live,
just like the head elf
stream that Jaren
old ancient elf man
fired up, and we're watching it together. I haven't went through this whole stream.
Anyway, all right, enough of that, dude. Let's move on to another flat earther, because there's a decent amount that I wanted to get to today. This is only a minute long.
All right, so we got flat earthers in Antarctica right now, and the reports are that they did in fact see a 24-hour sun. So we've got to get they got to get the footage back. The footage needs to be analyzed frame by frame.
I like the implication that, like, they're gonna slip in a fake frame in there. Jamie Lynn 46, thanks for 43 months, says, just popped in to say hi, almost our 5th sub, baby. We are great with child. Good to see you.
And then it needs to be released to everybody else who can analyze all the footage. And, so we don't have they did see a 24-hour sun as far as I know. It's been confirmed. And, which means that we've got more data to add to the current model that we have. It says
your model is broken. It falsified the model you use.
Not mean that the Earth...
You're back to square zero. There's nothing. You have no model. It's done.
Earth is a globe. That doesn't mean that the Earth is a globe. It doesn't mean that flat Earth is disproven. It just means that we've got more data to add to the data that we previously...
Okay, this data very specifically falsifies the model that you use, so you don't have a model anymore.
Had for what is happening in the sky. I'll update you more as things progress.
This guy's channel is named Lies in the Textbooks, by the way. That's the name of this channel. lies in the textbooks.
It was obvious that, that was gonna green.
They're going so fast I can't even.
Fenikagami says, good news, everyone. With help from my extended family, we were able to make our mortgage, so for December, we're good. Thank you to everyone here for your support. January will be a challenge, but that's a problem for future me. For now, I'll bask in the feeling of safety. Thanks again, everyone. I'm so glad that you were able to make your mortgage, Fenikagami, because that stuff sucks. Jean the Scorn says, we need to check the footage.
See, in Perks FTW just talked about a green screen. Definitely not a green screen.
The green.
Yeah, the flat Earth people that weren't there are accusing them of using a green screen, because at one point someone's actual green screen filter for their streaming program turned on, and a pocket someone had started showing something else. So they decided the background was green screen, even though that's not how that works. Like, if that was how that worked, the pocket would basically make him look invisible, like you could see the background behind him. But that's not what it did. It showed a completely different thing, which I'm sure they'll show. It basically just shows these people don't know how green screen works, but when they see something they don't understand, they'll go, green screen! This whole thing's fake! Innocuous Blonde with 38 months says, this sub-baby is wicked overdue. Please name this child. That is, it may join its siblings, Harmonica Brisbane, Accordion Bendigo, and Rimshot. I love the new tinfoil horns, by the way. Thank you! This sub-baby's names is gonna be, No Musical Talent McGraw. He's the black sheep of the family. No one likes him.
Screen experiment. That's what they gave us. It was obvious that, that was gonna end up that way.
Jesus, could he pitch his voice down any harder? The vocal fry.
Because, logically, it doesn't make sense that someone would pay $35,000, okay, for each person to go to Antarctica.
Why doesn't that make sense to you? Rich people spend money on silly things all the time. That's kind of like what you do when you're rich.
It's just, who's going to pay $35,000 a person, it just doesn't make sense. Okay.
I can speed him up. It won't pitch him up, though. That's not how YouTube fast forward goes. It'll increase the speed, but it's not going to increase the pitch. That's a different thing.
First, let's take a look at this quick video here on this guy that he glitches out in a way. And then I'm going to show you some...
Black's Law dictionary request. I know. I should have just put a bookmark in the page.
The other footage of Mictune. And then I'm going to show you some pics, snapshots that I took, that you can see the glitch of the green screen. So
okay.
We take a look at this guy here.
So this is what it is. He has a green pocket. And of course, the green screen filter was on during this part, so it matted out the pocket, and you could see the green screen layer of what it's supposed to be replaced with is whatever this is, the logo for this thing, the final experiment. Now, Flat Earthers saw this and decided, oh, that must mean the background's a green screen, but that's not how green screen works. Like, if this was a green screen and the background was a green screen, on his pocket, you would see the background. God damn, these people don't understand layers. Layers do suck, I get it, but... Alright. I'll look up cucking stool while this goes on. Green guy with a $3 tip says, Hannah, they're all wearing sunglasses. Obviously, their clones are reptilians. Reptilians is in spell check. We're all doomed.
Talking, you see the glitch here of some sort of a glitch. It looks to be green screen or something, very... like an anomaly that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, this is actually, funnily, as you pointed out, proof it isn't green screen because it's already matting. It is matting something out of this. It's his pocket, and you can see behind it. So for this to work, it would have to be two different green screens that use completely different key colors that don't overlap at all, And also it can't be blue because this guy's wearing a lot of blue and the sky is blue. Although if the background was fake, it wouldn't matter. But he's wearing blue, so that wouldn't work. Yeah, not happening. Not happening. Is this his real voice, or is that the thing where he fakes a deeper voice because he's insecure about his masculinity? I'm not sure. Let's see. Where is cucking chair? Cucking chair. Cucking. Cucking stool. I told you this is boring. It was so much funnier when you just let it be. Cucking stool, an engine of correction for common scolds, which in the Saxon language is said to signify the scolding stool, though now it is frequently corrupted into ducking stool, because the judgment was that when the woman was placed therein, she should be plunged in the water for her punishment. It was also variously called a trebu bucket, or rather a trebucket, trumble, or category, so it's another name for a ducking stool. It's another name for a ducking stool, except it's called a cucking stool. In order to find out if you're a witch, you have to watch your partner get fucked. Alright, anyway.
As most of you have seen this in other videos already from other channels, you see the TFE there disappearing and going back. And then we go back to the footage of MC Toon. Take a look at his hands. Keep looking at his hands.
Oh, this part is funny. I actually did watch this video. The zoom in he does on the hands to try and show what he believes to be green screen is wild. Because, like, I've done matting in videos before. Like, I can do a chroma key right now. Hold on, let me do a chroma key on something, just to give you an idea. Window capture. Filters. Edit filters. Where is my chroma key? There's that, and we'll make it blue. Did it work? It didn't. I'll do custom color. There we go. See what I mean? I don't think this guy knows how chroma key works. And to be clear, I do at least vaguely. Anyway.
In green screen, if you move your hands too much, you'll give it away.
What?
It's just because green screen is not perfect unless you have the perfect technology. And it's not bad. The green screen ain't bad here.
Hey, Wah59, thanks for subscribing.
Too much, you'll give it away. To the untrained eye, you won't see it. But you'll see it right now when I show the pic.
He has a trained eye. Not just paranoid. His eyes are trained.
And this gave it away. For me, McToon, MC Toon gave it away. He just moved his hands too much. And you can see the glitching, the blurriness, the spilling of the green screen. If we take a look at some of the snapshots I took of MC Toon when he was glitching, moving his hands too much, which is a no-no, and green screen, if we zoom in.
Yeah, his energy is bad. This is also at 1.25 speed.
To when he was moving his hands.
I like that he zoomed in this far. To be clear, as someone who has I've had to manually cut things out before. Not even just like chroma key, but like cutting something out by hand. No, this is just the video. There's no editing being done here. This is just what videos look at like when you zoom in on them. You would be able to tell if there was like awkward delineation between the fingers in the background or a weird cutoff. I've seen that. I've done that. But that's not what this is. This is just a zoom in on an unaltered footage.
See here, the glitch of the green screen.
That's not a glitch of a green screen. That's not even how that would work if it was a green screen. It wouldn't bleed over into his finger partially like that. That's not how this works.
You can see the greenness right here.
The greenness? It's not even... That's not how that would work! What are you talking about?
And that's because of...
Doesn't understand how cameras work on the bingo card.
Moving your hands too much. Sometimes if the green screen is not perfect, which it's not, you know, it was pretty good. It was pretty good green screen, but it wasn't perfect. And that's why it glitched. And right here, you see the greenness that is spilling. And you can see it over here also. And that's a green screen glitch. We take another look at another photo. We zoom in again, and you can see the greenness.
To be clear, I'm also a fan of really bad movies. So on top of knowing how to matte things myself, I also have seen my share of really bad green screen. This ain't it, Chief.
Right here of the glitch, and right here also. Another pic also, you can see the greenness right here, spilling.
There's not.
You can see it right here.
No, there isn't.
It's like a little pixel, green pixel right here. This one also.
He's literally trying to find individual pixels that he can say are green.
It wasn't bad, you know. Right here, you can see also the green screen wasn't that bad, but it wasn't perfect. And when it's not perfect, you're gonna get caught. And this is the most obvious, okay, pic right here, snapshot. This little pixel right here of the green screen glitching, and his fingers right here. But this one is a dead giveaway.
Yeah, that's not what that looks like.
Gematria on the final experiment that I've done before. If you seen my other videos, the final experiment equals 204 in ordinal, which is simple English gematria.
Gematria on the bingo card.
We can link, okay, the final experiment with Will Duffy, the pastor, with the number.
Will Duffy, the pastor, a very normal way to type something like that.
40, which is the inverted number of 204. It also matches with the number 93 in reverse Pythagorean numerology with 93 over here with Will Duffy, the pastor. Also, author Will Duffy equals 204 in reverse simple English gematria, and matches 204 over here with the final experiment in simple English gematria. Also, we spell out continent Antarctica with the number.
That's how we talk about it, right? Continent Antarctica.
For ordinal.
Not the Antarctic continent, not just Antarctica. Continent Antarctica!
Simple English gematria, and matches 204 with the final experiment in simple English gematria. Also, we type in Midnight Sun Antarctica. We get the number 93. 93 in Pythagorean numerology matches the final experiment with the number 93 in reverse.
Numerology on the bingo card.
Numerology. Also, MK Ultra is the number 93.
MK Ultra on the bingo card?
In reverse simple English gematria, and matches.
We'll take a look at the bingo card after this, by the way.
93 over here with the final experiment in reverse Pythagorean numerology, and also the number 96 in Pythagorean numerology with MK Ultra with 96 over here, ordinal simple English gematria. And MK Ultra is the same thing as mind control. Brainwash flat earthers equals the number 9.
Brainwash, like you can tell he spends hours sitting there, like just figuring out different phrases and wordings to try and get this to work. Holy shit balls. Nemesaur with a $200 tip says, "I'll clean out the piss box as quick as a flash. I'll even take the last can of piss hash." That's another one. Again, wait, no, you are anti-Pissmas. You do not want Pissmas. Okay. Like I said, after this video, I'll do the bingo card and I'll update everything. Jesus Christ, Nemesaur, you really want to kill Pissmas. That's hilarious.
93 in Pythagorean numerology. 93 matches the final experiment also with 93 over here.
Unironically, also on top of the bit and everything. Thank you for all the support. It's very helpful at this time of the year. Thank you.
Height of flat earth equals 282 in reverse simple English gematria, and matches 282 in reverse simple English gematria with the final experiment. Height of dome equals 96 in ordinal. Simple English gematria matches 96 over here in Pythagorean numerology with the final experiment. Also, green screen deception equals 204 in ordinal simple English gematria and matches 204 over here in simple English gematria with the final experiment. Also, masonry equals 39 in reverse Pythagorean numerology and matches 93, the inverted number of 30.
All right, he's just gonna do numerology for the rest of this video. Let's take a look at the bingo card, and I'll adjust the Pissmas thing. Green guy says still $43 left. We'll all figure it out. Let's see. We of course have flat Earth. We have gematria, doesn't understand how cameras work. Incorrectly believes evidence is self-evident for the green screen thing. Hannah mentions Blu-rays, moves goalposts. Sky is fake. Did we have satanic yet? I don't think so. There is one coming up that mentions Satanism, but I don't think we... MK Ultra. Illuminati, Freemasons, Cabal. I think that's it. Give me 1 sec to figure out where we're at with the Pissmas stuff. And, yeah. Gotta pull out my calculator. Okay. What does it say we're at right now? I just need to click on this for a sec. 12. Yep, you are correct. $45 to cancel Pissmas. So far. It goes till at least the end of this stream. So even if it crosses it, you have time to push it down. If you're pro Pissmas, let me adjust this real quick so it actually reflects what it is, and then we'll continue. I got a song from the song from Road to Morocco was stuck in my head. Typical. All right, we did it. So that should be up to date now. Cool beans. So this should be accurate as of right now. We are $45 away from Pissmas. Oh, I might have missed a $2, so it's $43. $43 away. You were correct, green guy. Oh boy. Does gematria only work in English? The version they use, yes, because they made up their own English gematria. Gematria is originally a Hebrew thing. I think it comes out of Kabbalah, which is like Jewish mysticism. Not super familiar. Tea Time Tea with the $40 tip says, wishing you a happy holidays and Merry Pissmas. I assume that is pro Pissmas, so that would be... Let's see. So we should be at 9:10. Let me adjust that again real quick, and then we'll actually get back. The year of costume will be happening. I really gotta... I'm gonna put a poll together for new costumes, by the way, because I know that I need to get on getting some more. So we're at 9:10. Okay, we are up to date. We got this. $90 away from canceling Pissmas.
9.
Alright, moving on. Next flat earther, who do we have? Oh, this guy's pretty salty. Check this out.
Hello, everyone. It is December 17th, 2024. It's 4:56 a.m., just before 5 o'clock in the morning. And I've been coming at you talking about this final experiment business. And I had to make this video because
DC has not ranted about it yet, unfortunately. I'll let you know. He ranted about it before it happened. He ranted about it as they were landing, I think, but I don't think he actually has talked about it since they went and actually saw the 24-hour sun. He's just gonna call it fake. I know Chris well enough. Chris is outright gonna say it's fake and everyone involved was an actor.
it occurs to me that it's really crucial right now that people who can see this for a hoax say something. That's
say
my
something,
important
see
message.
something.
Right
Strike
now,
that, reverse
especially,
it.
because right now, this thing is wrapping up. This final experiment is wrapping up. And they just made, and by they, I mean the Final Experiment channel, just made a video called Join the Final Experiment Observation Army. We need you! Exclamation points. They sure do. They need people to support their side of the story because they know that the principals involved with this scam did a poor job.
This scam? They literally went to Antarctica. What are you talking about, calling it a scam?
The actors involved did a poor job acting, and I want to share my screen with you. It's very clear that it's a hoax. It's very clear that they're not where they say they are.
Believes evidence is self-evident on the bingo card?
And this...
What do you mean it's evident? He means he feels it. He feels it in his cockles.
Final experiment thing is just a big, just a hoax. So it's important right now, people, that if you know it's a hoax, say something. Verbalize it. They want to get traction. They want their side of the story to get traction. Let's do what they're doing. So that's the main thing. But I do want to show you something I noticed.
Toreador says, Chris will probably say that yes, but we want to see if he has an aneurysm or creates herefore unknown levels of profanity to express his disappointment. Yeah, that'll be fun. There we go. Sorry.
Okay, watch this.
Welcome to Antarctica. So great to see everybody. Super excited that we're live streaming.
Wouldn't a 24-hour sun be problematic for Flat Earth no matter where it was? They were okay with it existing in the Arctic because in their model, the Arctic is in the very center. So they believe that the sun goes around in a sort of like the hands of a clock would go around, and they think that it would be okay for it to be 24 hours in the north, but it could never be 24 hours in the south because as far as they're concerned, the South Pole, or rather Antarctica in general, isn't a continent as we understand it. They believe it to be this ring, or as they would call it, an ice wall on the edge, what they would consider to be the edge of the world. So that's why this was important, was because you can't have a 24-hour sun in the entirety of like this, or where they were, if this is what their model was and the sun was going around. Because it's at the extremities of the disk.
From Antarctica, but more importantly,
I'm really glad that I put this on my list and someone got this for me. It's been like I just think it's cute as a mouse pad, and I like the visual aesthetic and ephemera of conspiracies, obviously, even though I don't believe them. But it's also pretty good for just visually explaining things for flat Earth stuff quickly, so that's nice.
It is midnight where we are
also, thank you, Owen Benjamin Highlights, for the video you sent me. I did get that. I saw you mentioned me, and I did pull that video up for today, so thank you.
At right outside of Union Glacier.
It is midnight, right where we are at.
Not a Frog with a $25 tip says, relieve the pressure, let your feelings flow, free, pro P.
Excuse me.
So we're down into the 800s again.
It is midnight where we are at, right outside of Union Glacier. Okay, at midnight in Union Glacier, it's 8 degrees below zero. So if you're right outside that place.
Depends on the time, like it's summer down there. I don't believe that's what they said it was. Celsius. It's -8 Celsius. He thinks they're talking Fahrenheit, probably, and that's why he's confused. To be clear, it's -8 Celsius, which is a lot warmer than -8 Fahrenheit, which would be, like, below, like, severely below freezing. Innocuous Blonde with a $25 tip says, Merry Pissmas to all, and to all a good night. That's a training pants joke for all you non-parents. Oh, good nights are registered. Good nights, because they're the pull-ups for little kids. Good nights, they're like not quite diapers, but they're not quite underpants. Why do I know that?
And dress the way you're dressed. And can we see your breath?
And so the question is, obviously everyone can see that it is super bright behind me.
We cannot see his breath. We cannot see his breath. They are right outside Union Glacier at midnight. He just said it's midnight.
-8 Fahrenheit would be -22 Celsius. Well, it's -8 Celsius, so that to Fahrenheit would probably be like, what, 14 degrees-ish? Maybe 15, 20, I don't know exactly.
And at midnight...
17 Fahrenheit. Ooh, I guesstimated that pretty good. Between 15 and 20. Good for me.
If you look it up.
Yeah, and I live in Michigan. 17 isn't, like, fun to be in, but if you have, like, a full jacket like this on and a hat and gloves, it's very doable. Like, you're not going to want to stay out there for, like, 5 hours at a time, but, like, you can be outside in, 17-degree weather for a pretty decent amount of time.
At Union Glacier, it's 8 degrees below zero. And I want you guys to notice something else. I'm going to go full screen here so you can see. Look at his jacket. Okay, now this video is 2 days old when he got there. Just right when he got there. So
yeah, and it is without much wind chill, and the sun is beating down on them 24 hours a day. They actually explained that with the sun, it feels warmer than the actual air temperature because you're getting so much radiative heat from the sun that is high up in the sky, and again, is 24 hours a day there.
2 days ago, his jacket looks like that. And it looks like it needs a washing. Looks a bit rumpled.
I'm sorry, is he complaining that the guy who traveled to the Antarctic's jacket is... What did he say? Crumpled? It just looks like a jacket. Like, that's just, like, material like this just looks like that. Like, what do you mean? It gets wrinkly. Jamie Lynn 46 with 50 bits says, so for not being able to see their breath, I took Water Resources college course. Antarctica is a desert, so the humidity is ultra low, so when your breath comes out, it instantly goes into the air, not condensing like fog. You need more humidity in the air for that. Yes, I actually didn't get a chance to say that yet. Thank you for explaining.
Now I'm going to show you what he looked like today.
It was also extremely reflective. It makes it very bright and warmer feeling.
Wearing the same jacket.
Yeah. That can certainly happen. Oh, and Green Guy with a $3 tip says, doesn't the sun hit you and the reflection of the sun hit you from all the snow? It's quite warm. Yeah.
There he is. This jacket is shinier and shimmerier and cleaner than it was 2 days ago.
Okay, they're at a campsite. He might have, like, wiped it down? Like, what do you... Okay? Screaming at the radio with 40-bit says, right. On especially dry days, even if it's cold outside, you may not be able to see your breath at all. Dry, unsaturated air can hold more water vapor, so you can huff and puff without seeing any evidence of it at all. Then there's a link from Mental Floss. Thank you.
So they have to go to the bathroom in outhouses, they'd say, right? But you're telling me they have a washer and dryer there?
Again, do you know what kind of material this is? This is like a jacket material, almost like a Columbia jacket. I don't know what there's probably an actual name for this kind of like puffy, sort of like smooth material jacket that's meant to keep in a lot of warmth. The brand name I'm thinking of is like a Columbia jacket, but you know what I'm talking about. This kind of material can like easily be wiped off. I can't see a difference in the code either, but I'm even giving him like a justification if he needs it. I don't see a difference in the jacket, but if he needs it, you can just like wipe them down. Like they're meant for outside activity. Like they're made pretty rough and tumble. You don't want to have to like deal with like washing them regularly.
These things don't add up, people.
They do have a washer and dryer at Union Glacier. I mean, they'd have to. I don't know if, like, guests are able to use it, but there are employees that are there for, like, the season. Like, there are people who stay there all summer to cater to the guests, to maintain the facilities, etc.
If they're going to have plumbing, they would have built toilets.
No? Where would it... Okay, I'm sorry. Chat, I assume you immediately see the problem. If you built a toilet, sir, what, do you think it's going to go into the sewer? Where do you think the shit's going to go? It's Antarctica. There's permafrost. It's not even like they can reasonably dig down and build a septic tank. That's not a thing you're supposed to do as per the Antarctic Treaty. Like, you are not supposed to leave waste there in the first place. But even if you wanted to, you would not build out a whole plumbing system in Antarctica for a seasonal camp?
This jacket is cleaner here than it was 2 days before. And so for 2 days of slushing around and working and doing all the things that he...
Yep, the human waste has to be removed. You're not supposed to leave anything there. No trash, not even urine. You're not even supposed to pee there.
Has to do.
I mean, you can pee, but it's got to be in like bottles and stuff and then removed when you leave.
In that jacket, and look how shiny
like it's like the Galapagos Islands. You're really, it's like leave no trace is the mantra, you know? It's supposed to be the same with like the Himalayas and stuff.
Press play.
Submitting.
And
Your
mute.
observation.
Look how shiny it is. That jacket has been washed.
What?
That jacket's been laundered.
That's just the material of the jacket.
Look at it. It's way shinier.
Is the treaty ending soon or something? I genuinely don't know.
Than it was 2 days ago.
In fairness, Mossloth, some of the trash is the corpses of rich douchebags. Those ones earned it.
Tide, Cheer, Calgon. Yeah. Yeah.
All you got, man. This is real weak, even by flat Earth standards. This is floundering.
Yeah, there's nothing but funny business going on there, you guys. So yeah, to reiterate, it's very important. If you believe that this thing looks like a hoax, say something. Okay? If
Feels it in
you're
his bones.
a content creator and you have time to break it down, make a video breakdown of it, and do it.
I like that he's like asking other people to do it. This sounds desperate. Like someone make a video to explain why this isn't real.
If not, if you're not inclined to do that, just say something. No, yeah. What's happening, Ryan? The retard pantomime is what Ryan
Strike one
calls the final experiment footage. Yeah. Quick video, Ryan. I just wanted to come on to make this point because, like I said, Will Duffy just made a video called Join the Flat Earth Observation. Join the Final Experiment Observation Army. We need you. You know, he knows that they did a bad job of this fakery.
What?
And they need to get people talking about how it worked. Okay?
You say it was up at 4 for this? I didn't catch that. It wouldn't surprise me, though.
Okay. And then Petey says that he can see breath on...
That's funny.
Okay. Thank you. It still looks phony.
Oh, you can see breath? Oh, shit. Well, it looks fake. Let's work. Oh, it's not bad. Okay. Add some cushion.
It still looks phony. So that's my message, people. Just a quick video here. I just wanted to come out and say that. Oh, I want to say something else. I know that the devil and the evil establishment really, really want this thing to work.
The devil did it! Hats off. What do you want me to wear, Phoenix? Because it depends. I have to be wearing this for sure, because it's the costume that got picked today. Annie Kai, thanks for 43 months.
This final experiment. And I just made a video, Ryan referred to it, just a few hours ago, where I debunk it. And within minutes, I was getting trolls leaving comments.
Want me to have a break from the horns? Nah, I'm all right. Especially with the padding I just put in, it's fine. I'm going to deny that so you can keep the points. I appreciate the thought, but I am okay. If I really, really needed it, I would take it off, but, like, I'm doing okay.
After the video was finished. Yeah, 3 trolls. And this is a small channel, people. Not a lot of people watch my show.
Sad I don't do the Bones routine. Here's the thing about the Bones routine. I really liked the Bones bit. It was funny. But there's only so many times you can do the bit of, like, escalatingly freaking out. And then it just plateaus. And then you're just doing the same bit over and over again. And that's how you stagnate. And I don't want to be the same person doing the same bit years and years, you know? Bits have a lifespan. Don't be sad they're gone. Be happy they happened.
Okay? But they know I'm speaking truth, so they're coming at me. I made that debunking video, and they sent their trolls. I deleted their comments. Also, my video from a few hours ago got 91 views. And then I went later to look at it, and it said 80 views. Then I pressed play on it again, and it went from 80 to 79. Then, a minute later, right before my eyes,
Malik Landfear with $100 tip. Pro Pismus donation.
it went from 79 to 76. So I went from 91 views to 76 views. The devil doesn't want that video to be seen. They don't want anybody talking about how this final experiment is a retard pantomime.
Break 2.
A hoax. A staged event. They're not where they say they are. It's not as cold as it should be. And you shouldn't be having to look for timestamps to see their breath. You should see their breath all the time. Because it would pick it up. The camera would pick it up. So there's a lot of funny business going on.
Stone Corbell, the devil is personally removing views from my under 100 views videos. By the way, sometimes if your videos get looked at by bots, those views will sometimes get removed, for the record.
Yeah. So that's the thing, people. If you're in a chat somewhere and people start talking about it, and you really do think that it's fake, say something about that. Let's beat them at their own game. And I don't know. All of a sudden, I got a real kind of passionate about
videos are getting AI scraped as well now. Oh yeah, I got a notification from YouTube that's like, hey, just so you know, we're selling your videos to companies to use your content for AI. Click here to opt out. And it's like, holy shit, what do you mean click here to opt out? Why would I opt in? Fuck you. I don't need my words trapped in an AI.
Debunking that final experiment. I never cared about it this whole time. I didn't even know it was going to be happening in the past few days. It took me by surprise when all of a sudden they were there where they, or they say they're there.
On the bright side, if I'm ever in a horrible accident, maybe you'll still get Hannah content from the AI-driven model that they're gonna Frankenstein together.
Was there anything else? Was there anything else? Yeah.
Where can you go to troll this guy? Somewhere other than my channel. Don't troll. Don't look at the people that we look at on stream and go and harass them. That's not what this is about. Don't harass people on the internet or anywhere else. Grow up.
That dude's jacket looks cleaner today than it did 2 days ago.
Jesse Courteous with a $50 tip says, no yellow snow, anti-pissmas.
Pretty funny stuff. Okay, everyone, I'm going to say goodnight. Ryan, take it easy, dude. We'll see you soon. All right. Thank you, everyone.
That's another one. Oh, here's a good one. Sorry, I do have other stuff pulled up other than the flat earth stuff, but I'm having a lot of fun watching these guys kind of like try and justify their disbelief at this stuff, so. I do think we're getting closer to the end, though, because we are getting closer to, like, Owen Benjamin stuff, which is some of the last stuff I pulled up thanks to Owen Benjamin clips.
Hello, guys who follow Fake Flip. So, what I thought about the final experiment? I loved it. Simply loved it. It was even better than the Netflix with the other shield there, the guy they believe, because the Glubbers, they believe everything you tell them, right? They believe that the one is a flat earth or that the other one is a Glubber. They believe anything. They will buy anything. They're like kids, like children, being lured with candies. Just fantastic, fantastic. And I loved the final experiment, even better than the one with the other guy there. So basically, this guy, Will Duffy, he's a genius.
Oh, if you oofed at that depraved ambiance, he says a worse... He elaborates on that statement further in a little bit. It's gonna get worse.
It's really, really sordid. A bit, very sordid. Well, I have to admit that I like all this sordid part. Like, it's very Machiavellic, really. The way he mocked the Globbers was fantastic. Really, really fun. The way they mass with their minds.
Emissor, thanks for hanging out.
Just incredible the way they mass with the Globbers' minds. Will Duffy, genius, really. The whole screenplay, the script, the scenario, the production everything was just fabulous. Really,
not a production in that way. What are you talking about? Green Guy says, I'm pro-piss, others are anti, but no matter who wins, have some good holidays. Oh, thanks, Green Guy.
Looked really very realistic. It's true that there were a few glitches here and there on the screen and the chroma key things there. It's true that he needs to improve this part, though. But the Glubbers, they just don't care.
So he also doesn't understand green screen?
For them, it's all reality. It's all fun. You know, it's like you can give the Globers, salami as a planet, and they'll buy it. You can tell them about chemical intemperism bringing salt to the rivers. They'll buy it. Yeah, they'll believe anything. So, and they know it. They know that the Globers believe anything, and they treat them like kids. Really, it's like throwing candy inside a van and say, "Go, kids, go get the candies inside the van." And then they go in and shut the van and shut the doors, and then they take the kids and rape the kids, and then they drink their blood and everything. And
I don't know who needs to hear this, but this is not a normal thing to think about on a regular basis like conspiracy theorists do. Like, what is wrong with your brain that this is at the forefront of your mind randomly? How bizarre.
Man, the kids they're kids. Globbers are kids, and they treat Globbers like kids, and I love this part. This was the best about it. You know, this was really the best about it. The way they, sorted, you know. The way that Mactoon, this
MC Toon
guy, genius. Gee, I don't know who if it was really himself who decided to put that book inside his luggage, or if it was
talking about the fact that MC Toon, as a bit, took a children's book on cosmology and read it in Antarctica to the camera, making fun of flat earthers. It's basically a book that's, you know, it's like a kid's picture book, and it's like, this is the Earth is a ball, this is a you know, you get it. It was a bit. It was supposed to be funny, and it was funny. Guess it pissed this guy off, though.
Will Duffy who had this idea, but the way they did it, man, that was wow, like Machiavellic, like
wow, he really likes to compare things to Machiavelli, doesn't he?
You know,
the two words he likes are Machiavellian and sordid.
Pollock, man, that was incredible, really. You know, and the Globbers, they believe it. You know, they believe it. So, and they treat the Globbers
like, yeah, the thing about the kids is a strike.
Like kids. So they put books, man, sorted. That was premeditated. Like the idea, they had it, but fantastic. And they put the books in the luggage, and then they started reading like children's storybooks to the Globbers. And you know, and they made it sound like
they were making fun of you. It was supposed to be read to like flat earthers. It's a joke.
They were reading it to kids, like it's gravity. It's
Machiavellianism is about accruing power, not just being devious. No, he's just using it to mean conniving, scheming.
Gravity, like that, man. Cruel. That was cruel. Really cruel. I loved it. That was the favorite part of the whole documentary. Man, these guys, they really have to take them to Netflix. They will replace the other show much better. And the Globbers, they believe that, oh, that old man is a globe.
Benekagami says, notice how everything that makes them look bad has to be fake? The right does this too. They have to kick out people who embarrass them. No one just makes a mistake or is just cringe. It's always insert thing is a troll or obviously fake. It's how you know they're anti-truth. Truth is inconvenient at times. Sometimes it embarrasses you. Sometimes you have to take the L. These people are so insecure they can't do that.
The other guy, the girl is a flat earther. The girl was even thanking God. Oh, thank you, because they acted. The acting was something. Really, the acting was fantastic. They would go one at a time in front of the screen. One at a time. The other ones remained silent, just waiting. And then
yeah, they were taking turns talking. You want them to yell over each other?
And the host, the Will Duffy guy, this is genius. He not really very good actor. His acting is a bit poor, you know.
Not an actor. He's just a guy.
Because he was there saying making it sound as natural as possible. Really, he made an effort, but he needs to improve on his acting. He's much better as a producer. As a producer, he's much better, but as an actor, he failed a little bit. And then the people, they would come one by one in front of the camera.
Depraved Ambiance says, this is the reinforcing process, right? We're watching him reinforce his belief system in the face of counter evidence. Yes, which is unfortunately very common. Being confronted with evidence that your deeply held belief is wrong counterintuitively can actually make you believe the thing you originally believed even stronger. You deny the evidence, and then you go, no, this is all an intent to trick me. I must be onto something if they're trying to trick me. Like it folds and tempers the belief instead of, you know, diffusing it like it should. Theory.
They will come in front, one by one in front of the camera, and like saying, "Oh, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Will, for bringing me here." It sounded like Oscars. Man, I felt like I was watching the Oscars ceremony. Man, these guys.
Yeah,
man.
They were thanking the guy that spent $35,000 a person to take them to a desolate area that's expensive to go to. Correct. They were thanking him because it was a nice thing to do.
Wow. But it was very good for, really good for the Glubbers, because really they deserve it. You know, the Glubbers deserve this kind of thing. They deserve salami as planets. You know, they deserve whatever they give to the Glubbers, like satellites, dinosaurs. They deserve these things, you know. They evolved from monkeys, that they live spinning in vacuum. They believe it all.
The salami thing is a reference to an astronomer made a joke once and posted a piece of salami with a caption like, "This is an observation of a star from such and such telescope." But the joke was like 5 minutes later, they're like, "Just kidding, this is a picture of salami." It was just like a lighthearted joke. But flat earthers are like, "Aha, see, they are tricking us."
Believe it all. You know, they believe whatever.
Is this guy a young earth creationist? Seems like it.
You tell the Glubbers, they will believe. And they know it. You know, these guys, they know it. And they gave it to them, you know, even with sordid cruelty. Or cruel. That was cruel what they did, you know, with bedtime stories, like, you know, children's book stories, telling that to the Glubbers in their face like that. You know, that's my favorite part. This Maktoon guy deserves an Oscar. He certainly, man, I've watched it already 5 times, and I'm gonna keep watching it. It's the best one of the year. Fantastic, really, guys. That's what I thought of the final experiment. And these things, you know, the Glubbers, they just don't question anything. They just believe. They just believe. It's amazing. They don't question the location. They don't question the timings. They don't question the glitches. They don't question the script. It was all scripted, you know. Thank you. Oh, there was a character, an old man from Australia, you know.
Gitara says, "Does the existence of dinosaurs run counter to flat Earth? I figured they could still exist on a flat Earth, you know, if we ignore how gravity actually works and all that." It's not that they're necessarily, like, dependent on each other. It's more so that they are both symptoms of the same core belief system. Like, he is both a flat earther and anti-dinosaur because of his fundamentalist religious views. So they both stem from that, but they're not necessarily directly, like, because of each other. They're both offshoots of a thing. And also, Fenekagami says, "This is cope, folks. This is how you know you hit a nerve. Look at how he can't talk properly. If he was as unfazed as he pretends, he would be more articulate. This incoherent rambling is his brain desperately trying to reject the reality that has smacked him in the face. He's not going to change his mind, but this proves you're affecting them, yeah?"
I think it's critical think the character.
How do young Earth creationists justify the existence of dinosaurs? They didn't get let on Noah's Ark and they all died out during the flood.
And he went and he said, "Oh, it's so bright."
Or if they're like really kooky, they say there never were dinosaurs and Satan just hid the fossils to test your faith. But that's very rare. Usually they just think they all died in Noah's Ark flood without getting on the Ark.
This light, it's so bright. Fantastic, hilarious. I really, I got myself wet, man, laughed myself.
That's true. There are also some that think they did get on the Ark and were killed later, so that's also true.
Wet. Fantastic, really. Like almost everybody said the same thing, like, "Oh, it's so, I can't read, it's so much bright, I can't read because of the sun." Fantastic, man.
I mean, yes, because the sun was bright.
This guy, Will Duffy, genius, deserves an Oscar for sure. That's what I thought of the final experiment. I will keep on watching, guys.
Buddy.
Thank you very much. See you around.
Oh, meow. Oh, scream. He's screaming.
Hey everyone, some of you may remember
me doing a heckin' scream. Oh, here's another one.
Guys who follow fake.
It is the boy.
Flip. So Will Duffy tried to make a career into science. So apparently he was a bit frustrated as a movie maker. So he decided to put his name as one of the biggest names in the 21st century in science. So he arranged a way to prove to the whole humanity that the 24-hour sun in Antarctica is real, is a reality. But unfortunately, he failed because he tried to prove it through a virtual reality by using like movie making techniques.
The vet check go with him. We actually didn't end up taking him to that one because we found a shelter that's going to do the checks and stuff for free, which is going to be a little later. But he's doing good so far. He's been eating good and he's been a lot more active. He's been playing. Yeah, he seems like he's been doing really well. He's been doing a lot better. For those that missed it, this cat is like a stray that kept coming to our door at night, and it's Michigan and it's December, so it's cold. So anyway, we let him in and we're working on getting him a home. Like we said, there's a shelter that's gonna do the tests and they're gonna help find someone to adopt him. So we're basically just fostering him until they find him a home. Yeah, he's very, very cute. He was very thin when we got him, too. He's been eating, which is good, but, like, yeah, he was hungry and thirsty and cold. He's been a really good boy, though. Hey, buddy. Yeah.
And green screens and things like that. So basically, he failed big time his career in science. If he works hard and if he improves his techniques, maybe if he buys better equipment, he could maybe have a chance in the 21st as a movie maker. As a movie maker, he might have a chance. But as a scientist, he failed big time. He failed big time, really, because he showed like movie making, like poor movie making techniques, not reality. And reality, science is the study of reality, not virtual reality. So he failed big time.
This guy is panicking. This is crazy. Like, he is like viscerally upset by this.
He proved, indeed, the opposite, right? He proved that it doesn't exist. He proved that it has to be faked. It has to be shown on green screens. So that's what
it wasn't on green screen.
He proved. So thank Will Duffy for showing us that it's really not true. So he failed. He failed as a scientist, but he might have a chance as a movie maker. If he improves his green screen techniques, he might have a chance that. The only thing that he proved, really...
Yeah, they're talking about the guy that left his chroma key on.
To the whole of mankind is that he is the biggest failure of the 21st century. He failed big time. Right? It's not with green screens. It's not with this type of I don't know how to classify this, like enactments that he's going to prove a natural phenomenon to the whole humanity. It's not like that science is made. So I'm afraid he failed. He's not going to make it into the 21st century as one of the biggest names. Perhaps he has a chance still if he works hard with movie making. If everything fails, if everything else, like he always has the option C, there's always a plan C. He could go into stand-up comedy, or I don't know. There's always a future for this kind of people, But as a scientist, that was a frustrated attempt. Thank you for watching, and see you around.
Yeah, he was basically just repeating himself. He's not doing great. All right, here's another one.
The bottom of a ball, they're in Antarctica, okay? Flip it around from their perspective. The sun is up really, really high. It's up here in like 2 or 3 o'clock range, right? It should be, we down in here. You're down here. The sun is supposed to be out over here, shining on north.
The Earth is tilted on its axis, and you're also assuming a local sun, which is causing you issues. The sun is not local. It's quite far away. Not cosmically, it's not far away. It's, it's in our solar system. It's the focal point of our solar system. But, like, pretty far away on human scale. So no, you're acting as though it's this close to the Earth.
North America and all this, and you're at the bottom of a ball. You should see it way on the horizon right here. Not wait. Here's the sun. Makes no sense.
Again, yeah, he's modeling this as though the sun is smaller than the Earth and, like, in its atmosphere.
Now, on an infinite plane or extended plane, the fact that you see the sun up high over here lighting up the realm over there, Mars or whatever it is, now that makes more sense. Come on. These people.
Wow, he really tried to be impressive there and just like failed super fucking hard. That's funny. Look at me not spin this basketball. A regular Washington general.
People really think they live on a spinning ball, dude. Again, Antarctica. They're standing upside down in Antarctica, right? The sun is up here, making its 20.
Am I right? Or is it the New York Generals? Who was the opponent, famously, of the Harlem Globetrotters? Washington Generals. No, okay, I was right. Good. Have I spun a basketball on my fingers? Actually, yes. I used to practice that as a kid. I didn't even like basketball. I just always liked stuff like juggling, balancing acts, pogo sticks. I don't know. I liked balancing, or I don't know. Weird. I was a weird kid. Oh, nope, we did that one already. Oh, baby! Oh, these guys are
and
good.
Coming in 2020.
A wealthy globe Earth solely science.
They are in a different location.
He said, "Will."
And he sure. Wow, just a little.
Button of the scale. When he pushed the button of the scales, you can see it. You see the TFE on the scales. He pushed the button of the scales, and the TFE was on the scales.
Yeah, again, that's the chroma key. They really don't understand how fucking chroma key works. Holy shit. Like, anything that is on the camera that is the color that is the one selected to matte out is going to do that. Anything green is going to do that. The green screen thing is the kind of thing that's hilarious if you've ever worked with green screen, but, like, it's so intuitive, you don't, immediately, like, wait, no, what? What are you even getting wrong here? Oh, you just think the presence of a green screen at all, or rather matting, means it's fake. Bittergrin says, I mean, they think the Earth is flat. Chroma key's a bit advanced for them. Yeah.
They just have cruelty in their heart, and you are correct. They do not care about science.
Watery red eyes. Tired or on drugs? Probably tired, man. He's on a trip to Antarctica. They were up for like 24 hours.
These people, they don't seem to be human.
That's the point. They're dehumanized. You know, they have to be dehumanized in order to do this. It's when they'll realize they cannot do anything to stop us, so what are they going to try next? You know?
That's true. That's something to consider.
The Darth Vader!
Man, this gotta be the shadiest mockumentary or documentary ever made. Man, those characters are a joke, man. How are you, Sam, Matthew?
What's up, Sam?
Guys.
Nice to meet you.
The same hat. Yeah, nice to meet you.
That's very funny.
Fine, man.
Yeah, the coincidence.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So,
Very
guys, we're gonna change directions today because of this the final experiment. I got a few videos to show you guys, and also we're gonna have Fake Flip here. I think he's having trouble with his audio, but Fake Flip did a great analysis yesterday, and I mean, so many things to talk about, guys. The very first thing, who of you remember the Behind the Curve documentary? You all remember, right?
Yeah, familiar
So
with it.
there's a scene there where the guys went to NASA in Houston. I think it was Mike and Patricia. They went to Houston, okay, NASA, and they had the whole place closed down to just for them, you know.
It wasn't closed. He's misremembering that. 1 sec. Here's my copy of the movie, because I own it on Blu-ray. They did not shut down the... I've seen this movie many, many times. It's one of my favorite documentaries. I've seen it like 5 or 6 times. They did not shut down the Space Center for them. There were other people there. So he's either... I don't think he's necessarily intentionally lying. I think his brain has played a trick on him, in that it would be suspicious if they did close down the place for him, but they didn't. So, no, you can actively see other people in the center when they're there. What's behind the curve about flat earthers? In particular, it follows Mark Sargent and Patricia Steer. I would recommend it. I think it's on Netflix, but you can also find it on the internet or wherever.
The whole place was closed down just for them. Okay, welcome to the show, Fake Flip. Let me hear you.
Oh, hi. I think he's confused because there's a scene from that where they go into, there's like a particular outbuilding that's like one of those manufactured metal buildings that are kind of look like a big shed, if you've ever seen them. Anyway, they go in there and there's an old rocket stored there as a museum piece, and they're the only ones in that building in that moment. But no, they aren't the only ones at the Space Center. Yeah, prefab building.
Hi. Great. They're all just great tonight. So welcome to the show, brother. All right, let me just make this point. So when they were doing that behind the curve, the NASA man in Houston closed down the place, cleared out just for
Again, he keeps saying it like definitively. None of this is true. They did not close down that place in the documentary.
Of them. Very suspicious for them. Something that was not supposed to be a documentary, was just some flat earthers, visiting. Woo. Now listen to this here, guys. Listen to this video here.
And look at the whole place is empty. It's just us. There was 10 people on the flight.
And look at the whole place is empty. It's just us.
I already had that on the bingo card, Elk Owl, but yes.
And look at the whole place is empty. It's just us.
I mean, for this particular trip, but they expressed that as they got there were people leaving who did a marathon in Antarctica, and as they're leaving, other people are going to come in. This is a camp for a private company that brings people here for a travel experience. So different groups of people of varying sizes come to this camp and go, and then other groups come in. Like, there's employees here all season, but the actual guests come in and out.
And look at the whole place is empty. It's just us.
All right, guys, this is high season, man.
Buddy.
That place should be packed with tourists, So they cleared out the place.
He bit my foot. Not like hard. Just nipped at it.
Just for the guys to make a move.
I know, buddy. I know you want to pay. I am on stream, which you don't understand.
We're
gonna have to do the entire Enlightenment period again. It didn't stick the first time, so yes. Owen Benjamin highlights with a $5 super chat, says, "Have a good night, everyone. Maybe somebody will explain to me later exactly what the hell Pissmas is before I take an official position. Oh, it's gonna be tomorrow, unless a miracle happens." So, H-Bird says, "Hannah stared too long into the void, so the void bit into her." True. Can you guys hear this jingling? I'm gonna assume not.
Yeah,
it's cleared out.
Right? No witnesses.
No witnesses.
Wow.
Perfect.
Flip, did you
the boy can hear it, I can hear it, but you can't. That's nice.
Did you see that? Brother, you were live streaming yesterday, man. You saw the whole thing.
Man, I'm feeling a bit nauseous inside. I'm feeling like I lost my sleep. I'm feeling bad because we're not dealing with people who believe science. We're not dealing with people like our family members, our friends who believe science. We're dealing with the liars themselves, guys. We're dealing with the people perpetrating the lie. We're dealing with the people who know very well what they're doing, and they're just perpetrating the lie like straight in the face like this.
Yeah,
they're perverts.
And not even good
They're
liars.
perverts? That's out of nowhere. Why are they perverts?
Not even good liars, bad liars. Terrible liars.
They used to be good liars when we were sleeping and when we were not aware. But they can no longer fool us anymore. They can fool.
Do I have that Blu-ray collection link, like to my collection? Yeah, give me 1 sec while I pull it up. For those that don't know, I have a quite prolific Blu-ray collection. Oh, Jackie Brown's coming out on 4K. Nice. Pull up my collection if anyone wants to take a look at it. There's the link. That should be my whole collection. Might not be entirely up to date. I think I have to go through and adjust a few things, but it's about there. Where is that video we were? There it is.
People who are still sleeping, but they cannot fool the people who are awake. But we are not dealing with people who believe science. We're dealing with the writers of science.
The writers of science.
With the people who write science and fool our families and our children. We're dealing with perverts.
Why does it keep bringing perverts up? Why? No one is making this a sexual thing. What are you talking about?
Level of perversity. Really, really, you can see how far, all the lengths that these people go really far into their project. When they pull out a child's book from their luggage that they packed. So you can see that it was all premeditated. You can see that it was
Yes, he intentionally brought a book on cosmology for children to make fun of flat earthers, correct?
Meticulously well planned. And they put
I mean, it's a plan in the sense that he decided it would be funny to bring
this book into their luggage, you know, showing the levels of perversity of these people, and then telling bedtime stories.
I know perversion isn't inherently a sexual phrase, but it is colloquially used that way most often these days.
The people who believe them, you know, and mocking about it. You can see that we're not dealing with normal people, guys. We're dealing with psychopaths. We're dealing with the people associated directly with the devil. I wonder what this
people showed you were wrong about the earth, so they're the devil. Great. That's a good coping mechanism, just calling everyone you don't like affiliated with the devil. That's super healthy.
People have for lunch and for dinner. These people don't eat the same as I do for lunch and for dinner. So wow. I'm a bit scared, and I'm feeling a bit nauseous inside, like I've lost my sleep. It's not just funny.
Hey, don't fear. Hey, fake flip, don't.
He's Brazilian. The same word in Portuguese for pervert is more like the older English meaning to change. Yeah.
Be scared.
He means it in to pervert the course of. I understand.
Man, listen,
my initial impression was based on the American colloquial usage, which was incorrect.
They already exposed the deception themselves. So that's what I was thinking. It's like this whole final experiment thing, I knew they were going to display ineptitude. I knew they were going to make mistakes, just like NASA always makes mistakes. And yes, I do know what you mean about these people. Like they do have cruelty in their heart. That's what I noticed. Like going directly against like Craig, Fight the Flat Earth, those type of people. They just have cruelty in their heart. And you are correct. They do not care about science. You know,
they are the ones who make science.
Yeah, the science fiction. Yeah, they're imaginary, they're fairy tales about science, the theories.
Yeah. And you can see that they are associated with, I don't know who these people are, but they're the people who are behind them. It's the people who own the place. It's the people who own the camp. It's called ALE. I don't know who owns the company,
You could look into it. It's a company. It's like a public. I don't mean public in the sense that it is publicly owned. I think it's a private company, but like it is a company you could look into because it exists. Look into it.
Because these people, they are cowards. They hide behind company names, trusts.
They're not hiding it. That's just the name of their company. Go look it up if you want.
Holdings. These people, they don't have names.
That's true.
But
I think it's just like government disinformation agents. You know, it's just easy to give some people money, you know, through a shady government organization. You know, but the problem is, it's like they're trying to do a project in general of tricking the people, and it's not working.
No,
you know?
it's not working.
That's why I'm not too scared about it, because they're always.
It's interesting, Matthew, that we found out who we're dealing with. We're dealing with the people themselves who are making the science. We're dealing with the people who are perpetrating the lie themselves. They know very
these perpetrators of science, those monsters.
Well, the truth. They know very well that everything is. They were there themselves. I have no doubts that they were there themselves. They know very well that they're lying, and they're lying. So it's not that they believe, or they're not people who believe science, like family members, friends, people who are around us who believe science. They're the people who write science. They're the people who make science, and that's what they make. They deliberately lie. It's a deliberate lie, and they are really desperate into it, and they are not measuring efforts. They put a lot of money into it. They put airplanes. They put I don't know. They put many things into this. You know, they evacuated the whole area, as the guy said. It was all there for them.
They didn't evacuate it. There were employees there. They were just the only ones there at the moment. That's like saying your hotel room that you checked in today was evacuated earlier in the day by the previous guest. Like, it wasn't evacuated. The other guests left, and there was room for them, so they went in. Thanks for the website.
Is really a pervert.
And I updated the Pissmas total, so this is what we're at. We're at 804 for the Pissmas thingy.
Whoever is behind is a crook. Is somebody? It's hard for me to even say that this person is one of us, like a human. It doesn't.
That's the
say that they're lizards. It could be even true, but these people, they don't seem to be human.
That's the point. That
is it cut off at the end of the stream? Yes.
You know, they have to be dehumanized in order to do this. A normal human being doesn't do those things, you know.
And we're streaming for another little under an hour, if anyone cares.
You've been talking about their hearts, so they don't have any hearts. They're dead already as a human being. They're dead. How can you do it?
Everyone who disagrees with me is a dead NPC.
I wonder if these people are human, actually. No, I would have to dissecate one of them to see what's inside to believe it.
They're not anymore. They're not human anymore.
My pro or anti-Pissmas. I am above such petty mortal concerns.
That's the point. People believe that, you know, we're human. You know, to be human, you have to have some kinds of, you know, some values. If you lose these values, you lose your humanity, and that's the whole.
No, Jay's a proxy.
Whole war, you know, to dehumanize us.
Yeah, they're like basically like I've given up. You know, I have given up. I'm feeling really nauseous inside. Really difficult to
I'm glad FIPAJZ
just the whole story. I used to be subscribed into their channels because I thought that they were just lost. They're not lost. They're the ones guiding the people into perdition. They're not lost. So I've unsubscribed from Dave McKeegan. I used to follow him. I used to admire him as a communicator. He's so
flat Earth Dave
and speaks firmly and nice, and he.
All right, enough of these guys. Probably Owen Benjamin. I just wanted to take a little bit of time to take a look at Owen Benjamin and the Flat Earth Clock app guy, whose name I'm forgetting. His channel is DIRTH, I want to say. Whatever his name is, they have a discussion about it. Stone Corbell with 50 bits says, if you don't believe in Flat Earth, you're going to hell.
I think that,
Sorry, not Dave. I was thinking of a different Dave. He was talking about Dave McKeegan. I was thinking about Dave, what is his last name? Flat Earther. He's a different Dave. Sorry.
That's what tears are, is salt. And
gotta go back to the beginning to see where he starts with it. Weiss, thank you. Or no, I was thinking of Murphy. I was thinking of Dave Murphy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what is going down. Okay, so I have David Weiss for today, but I haven't heard. Oh, he just sent me his email. Okay, I will invite him to Zoom and then I'll bring him on. I am excited. I'm back to being creative. I have a funny story for you. So I'm writing the introduction to the cheese tutorial that my wife is doing, that we're doing this weekend. And it was really pretty, like, to get back into music.
I did, Generty. I did see that.
Music composition.
We're fucked.
And montages and stuff. And I played it for her, and I had to weep. And we had a laugh because she was like, wow, that's really beautiful. And I just was shamelessly, it was like a utility cry. I was just weeping a little. And we laughed because she's like, that's better than flipping a plate of enchiladas, which I did one time during a creative process. And I think what happens when you're creative, and I think salt is really. You were stranded. So you're gonna. And I'm pumped to talk to you about Antarctica because Jaren and Witsit Gets It are now
uses AI on the bingo card.
Almost to Antarctica,
I think, for the Yoko stuff and the.
And I've heard why you didn't go is because Antarctica kicked out the Jews.
That's strike one at minimum.
It's actually the 110th country. No.
Did you know that Owen Benjamin is a literal Nazi? Overt anti-Semitism on the bingo card, obviously.
No one wants to talk about it. How are you, man?
I'm doing okay.
Are you pumped?
A lot of flat earthers are like this, by the way. They just don't openly admit it on YouTube. This is on BitChute.
I'm pumped. There's a lot going on, but any chance you can make us side by side so when I can show you some things, just
Absolutely.
like regular Zoom? Yeah.
Yeah, so I move mine over farther. I will get yours like that. How's that? I'll even give you more.
As long as you can see my hand right here, we're good to go.
I can't see your hand, but I can in a second. See that we run and gun here. We run and gun on this show, and I think it makes it. Oh, there we go. There's your hand. So let's go like that. We'll get you even closer. There's your hand. There's your sneaky little hand. Shout out to Rockfin. By the way, Rockfin, literally love Rockfin. CEO, that guy's great. The first company to ever.
It doesn't even make sense. I don't want to explain it, but it makes sense from his terrible worldview. The joke, air quote, he is making is that the people who are leaving Antarctica, the people who went for the final experiment, are in fact the group of people he hates secretly. And also, he's making a comment on how Jewish people throughout history have been exiled from various countries. So he's being anti-Semitic and also accusing people he doesn't like of being, quote, them. It's just Nazi shit. It's just Nazi shit.
Re-platform me was Rockfin. The first time in human history I was kicked off a platform, and then they let me back on. So I will always have a lot. I have to call that dude back. I just remembered that, but much love.
And I uploaded probably 700 videos, and 7 of them were rejected. And they all had the words Owen Benjamin in them.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Why is that? Where was that on YouTube?
Oh, and it's because you're a Nazi. You literally just did Nazi shit.
On YouTube. They're all almost every Owen Benjamin video got rejected. I had to change your name to Schmo and Schmenzren and bleep out some things.
You can call me the Jewish piano player. I have a Jewish piano because I'm now top 10, Billboard top 10 classical piano player, dead serious. And so without my name, if I just play piano and without any reference to me and my name is Jewish pianist, it can fly. Why do you think it is? Why do you think I'm on the blackest list of all?
Because you're a Nazi. God, he's the worst. Get to the fucking flat earth thing so I can move on.
And are in Chile right now. I think they're leaving tonight or tomorrow. I'm not sure. For Antarctica, weather depending. And it's going to be interesting.
Well, fill the people in. What are they? How did this all come about?
Okay, so this is apparently before they even fully got there? What are they even talking about then?
What is going on with Antarctica? Why is Antarctica so intriguing to people? How did Witsit and Jaron get invited there? What are they trying to prove? Who's behind all of it? What are your predictions? What's the public reaction? Like, just tell the story, because some people might not know.
So the story is this pastor this alleged pastor who...
alleged pastor.
In my opinion, is literally...
He's a Christian, and he preaches. He's a pastor.
Demon. Came out...
Just say he's a demon?
Alleged pastor who, in my opinion, is literally a demon.
Literally a demon.
Came out of nowhere and said he's going to settle the flat earth debate. And he came up with a thing called the final experiment. The first email we got before he even announced it, I just got this feeling. I said, please count me out. Don't mention my name. I'm not interested. Get out of here. And so he did a whole thing, and he said, they took a vote, and number one pick to go was David Weiss, right? Pretty popular, I guess. And I said, nope, not interested. And it's not because it's going to ruin my grift, my flat earth clock app grift. It's because it's not an experiment. And it's not final. It's just an observation of the luminaries in the sky.
And there was Antarctica programs where the Jews were.
Okay, I can't deal with Benjamin. Not right now. I need a separate stream for that shit, because holy hell. Okay, so I think we're done with the majority of the cope for now. For the last little bit, we'll do other stuff. Cool beans. How's Chris doing?
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be.
Yeah, and then the fact that he ever even questions why he's so, not allowed on any platforms other than the Nazi ones, what the fuck does he think? Gotta know why.
Here, Chris. From New York, Westchester County, it's 12/14/24. And here we are once again, being led to believe that, we can land on some mysterious object that is called the moon, and one day we're going to Mars. It's great, guys. Once again, all the bullshit is being laid out for you. All the politicians, the last administration was an entire disaster. If you don't see right now that all of this is bullshit, that all of this is distractions for you, then you're lost. You're completely lost. These politicians can't even tell you what's flying up in the skies right now. They've been...
It's planes and stuff. The drone thing is mass hysteria. I don't know if it even started with any sort of actual, drone testing by the military that people caught on to and then it spread, or if it literally just started, tabula rasa, straight up because someone just saw a thing and it spread. I don't know. But at this point, regardless, it's pretty clear that it's a mass hysteria thing, and gullible, susceptible people are looking up at the sky and saying anything they say is a drone. Sheba Hawk with 38 months says, subs, let's get some subs. We love our subs. Subs. Stone Gorbell says, of all the things we know about, I would call the moon one of the least mysterious. Humans have been observing it as long as we've existed, and we've literally been there. Well, he would disagree with that.
Hundreds.
His wife still with him? To my knowledge. Moira Soma with 100 bits says, I know people like Owen Benjamin and Steven Anderson is on no-flight lists, but what's the reason for this? Are they considered a terroristic threat? Possibly. Don't know. It might not be a government no-fly list, too. It might just be the private airline companies do have lists they share with each other for a variety of reasons. I don't know, though. It wouldn't surprise me if he's considered a threat because, white nationalism, JQ anti-Semitism stuff, is extremist terroristic shit.
Sightings of things, and they sit there and they have these conferences and other nonsense that are just complete bullshit. They're telling you not to worry, and when a politician or anybody from a government authority tells you not to worry, I would say run. But in this case, you're not going to have to do a thing. I think they're I don't know. I mean, they tried to do an alien invasion, but they just can't do it.
Did they? I don't think anyone did that, Chris. Nerdy says there's been a smattering of apparently drones spotted near US bases in the UK, and yet there aren't 300 videos about this.
I don't think the capability of their holographic imaging...
Believe sci-fi technology exists on the bingo card, and also filming in car on the bingo card.
Is that sophisticated yet. I don't think they can play it off. There's too many glitches in some of the technology, possibly, I don't know. But they're trying to do something. They're up to something. All of this is just a distraction. That's all it is. Just like the final experiment, another distraction. Okay. How many suns are up in the sky? I have no idea. But if you take an hourglass...
Ooh, I know. It's one. Our sun. Unless you're counting the other stars, but that's not really what you mean, is it?
Okay. And you put it over us, like the dome, which exists, and we're on a flat land, and you put the sun in the middle, it's going to project out many other lights. So, I don't know. God, he or she, whoever it may be, created all of this. But my question is, I mean, if you can see a 24-hour sun, why haven't they recorded it?
They have. It has been recorded. It's also was recorded, like, during the final experiment by multiple people. But also it already existed recordings of it. Y'all just always call them fake. There's like 800,000 people on the no-flight list. It doesn't take much to land on them. Most of them can still own guns. Oh, no.
Why are we provided bullshit of editing of nonsense? You know, I don't think you can see it. I really don't. And if you can, you get all the way down there and you just have about 5 or 6 days to do it. I think it's going to be completely covered with clouds. So it's...
Nope, that's not what happened. It was clear while they were there.
It's going to be an inconclusive test as far as I'm concerned. But we'll see. We will see. Back to the drones. Okay. See, the drones, I'm going to try... They seem to be coming out at dusk, okay? Which is in a couple of hours right now for me.
Have you considered that's just when people notice lights in the sky from planes and stuff? Because of the contrast between the darkness and the light from the thing. Midnight with the 45 months says, I'm tired of those in power sending thoughts and prayers when our children are dying. It's time for solutions. Yeah.
Here in New York. And
that would be nice.
I'm gonna try to capture something here in Westchester County. I don't think I'm gonna be able to because they seem to be closer to the shoreline. I think they're launching them off of some boat off of the Atlantic Ocean. Initially I thought maybe it was a projection and they were just testing things out to see how stupid we are. But I don't think they're able to do it. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. I can't even... The only thing I could tell you with the drones is... yes, all right, they're being reported here in New York. I've yet to see one. When I physically see one, when I see one with my own fucking eyes, okay, I'll go off.
Oh, that was a sub baby. This sub baby's name is going to be Pantonio Trousorius.
I'll go all out. But I haven't
I ran a good sub baby names like 2 years ago.
Any of them. I'm charging some batteries up. And maybe I'll capture one on the camera. But anyway, I just want to touch base with you. I took that video down. Well, I forgot about what I was talking about yesterday, about the North Pole. Okay. All right. So we're all in this fantasy land with Christmas. We're going up to Christmas right now. And if you take a compass, and what is it going to do? It's going to point north. Okay. Now, if you were to create...
It points north and south simultaneously. It aligns itself with the electromagnetic, fucking thing of the earth.
Something on a flat land, covered with a dome, and you would want people to figure this out.
Field, thank you.
What
Couldn't
would you
think of the
do?
word.
You would create a compass. Okay, and that's exactly what the North Pole is. It's a compass. It's the black rock. There's so many businesses. I mean, there's one.
Nerdy says, the flight list thing reminds me of a friend I went to college with. He was a military vet who had a license to drive everything from a car to a truck to a full-blown tank. The one thing he couldn't legally drive? A milk float. In case US people don't know what that is, motorized vehicles that are used to deliver milk door to door.
One big, huge business out there called Black Rock. Because they know about all of this shit.
Or maybe it's just like adjective noun is a common like way to name company. Just a thought.
Okay? They know about this. They know. Admiral Byrd went down there. He was down there for decades, for crying out loud. He was down.
He wasn't down there for decades. He went back several times over the course of several decades, but he was not down there for decades. To be clear, he went on expeditions in multiple decades.
Down there for decades, studying what the hell was going on. Where is the end? Where is the end? They found the dome. They know what it is.
Isn't it noun? No, black. Well, black, I guess, could be a noun in that it is a thing, a color. It's abstract, but in this case, it is being used to describe the rock. Therefore, it is an adjective. Adjective noun. Black rock. The rock is black. Black rock.
It is. Sorry, it's just... You know, I mean, I'm just freaking fucking emotional, man. You know, I mean, it's a tough time for all flat earthers right now. You know, it really is. I mean, not only with the death of Zulu One, and it's just an awakening, a reawakening almost. You know, I mean, it just really is. I'm not saying I was best friends with Zulu One, but he's just, you know, he's a friend of mine. You know.
All right, that's enough, Chris. The rest of the video, he talks about another flat earther that died recently, and I'm not covering that. All right, I have to use the bathroom real quick. While I'm gone, Cher will tell you about Johnny Quest. You won't believe his take on Haji.
Another aspect of the near-death.
All right, sorry. Okay, so what are we gonna watch next? Ooh, this is good. Let's watch this. This is about the movie The Substance, which is a really great body horror movie. I would recommend it heavily. Did I laugh at the hand thing? I did.
The Substance, a movie with aging Demi Moore and other actors. This is the poster. It's about that red substance that has the same word in it. I'm gonna censor myself in this video because, as you know, you have to censor.
Oh, that's bad. Sorry, the boy just took a poop. Yeah, that's bad, right? How did it get to me before it got to you? That doesn't make sense. His poops are defying the laws of smell. Oh, I have a fan. Yeah, that'll do it. Holy shit! Oh, it's like lasagna. Hey, it smells a little bit like lasagna. Anyway.
It's the same word as the word chrome. There's something before the word chrome.
Holy fuck, that's bad. That's so bad. What is he smuggling in his intestines? God. Was he eating fucking raw rats outside? What the fuck? You gonna pop that window? Thank you. Thank you.
Because Chrome is the web browser that Google uses, and I'm sure you're using it every day like I do. So it's about the red substance that has the word Chrome. But it's a very so lots of symbology, very symbolical movie, and for those who understand
yeah, he does. He's a good boy.
Symbology and stuff, you'll get the point. So this is the poster. I don't think I have to say anything about.
But, yeah. Buddy. Anyway, sorry.
The whole thing in the middle and stuff. So they do this comparison with an egg, right? So Demi Moore is playing the role of an actress who was young and famous and sexy once, and now she's old and now she's in disgrace. So they offer her the opportunity to create an alter persona, literally a new human being. So they do this with an egg. First,
I actually haven't seen any about Wicked. I can look into it for you if you'd like. I haven't seen the movie either, though, so I can't really talk about it. I've also never seen the stage play, so I can't, like, talk about the content.
As a symbology thing, they inject the egg with the substance, and then you have a new egg. So this is like the whole thing about the cells dividing, like even like when the sexual cells of the woman from the ovaries gets... well, the sperm, and then you have the...
What did he just say? What is he talking about? Oh, happy birthday to your husband, Jamie Lynn.
Inject the egg with the substance, and then you have a new egg. So this is like the whole thing about the cells dividing, like even like when the sexual cells of the woman from the ovaries gets...
Assault? There is no assault that happens in the movie, by the way. I don't know what he's talking about. Chitara says, Hannah, seeing that soul contract image made me wonder, are you a fae creature that makes deals in exchange for Blu-rays? Do you get contracts with adventures signed on paper or burned digitally onto discs? The second one. I had to get a special stipend from the devil for that.
Well, the sperm, and then you have the...
Sorry, that's not fae. That's the hells. I'm a fake fan.
What's going to become the human being, right? So we have like 1 cell, 2 cells, 4 cells, 8, 16, and so on. And this is like the guy in the movie who is the producer. He resembles the Stein guy who was in trouble. Obviously, he resembles the guy who is disgusting. And then they say that Hollywood is ruled by these men. And this is a poster showing the one-eye sign. The one-eye sign is always relevant in many places in the industry. And how the guys are taking down the poster of the actress who was once sexy and famous and super awesome. And
oh yeah, Dennis Quaid's a big piece of shit.
Cherished and desired
IRL.
by everyone. And then she goes to this facility where everything is under strict control and locked with key for the substance that has the same name as the web browser, Google Chrome. And then she gets the activator and the stabilizer and the switch and the food for the matrix and food for other self. So the matrix is herself, her body, and food for the other self is for the new creature, the new human being who's going to be created once she takes the substance. And while she's doing the process, so she takes the substance, she has two eyes, like two irises in the eye.
Yeah, she's splitting like a cell.
Reminds us of...
I don't even know if I want to watch the rest of this. I'm afraid this is going to spoil the movie for you. Go watch The Substance. Pick it a different video. I don't want to... I don't want you to get spoiled. Good movie.
What do you think happened?
Let's do the soul contract one. That sounds funny. Miscellaneous, swingers or whatever is the closest. Black's Law Dictionary. Okay. Man, you're not gonna beat the cuck chair. It's not gonna happen.
Another aspect of the near-death experience, often reported, is being presented with something called a soul contract. After an archonic light being
I refuse to contract with you, ethereal being,
appears and introduces itself as your personal afterlife tour guide, you may be led to the Akashic Records, or to a council of elders, and shown a contract that you allegedly agreed to and signed. These soul contracts are then offered up as evidence to prove that whatever has happened or will happen to you during your many incarnations on Earth was already contractually agreed upon. For example, from the Near-Death Experience Research Foundation, Matt S. said, "I was made aware that there were things that I had contracted to do that were still undone, which was confirmation to me of reincarnation and contractual incarnation, that we pick our lives." Chantal L. remembers being made to feel like a failure for not accomplishing.
Swindler. A cheat. One guilty of defrauding diverse persons. The closest we got.
Contracted life mission. She stated, "We ask to be born, and we enter into a contract. We come to Earth with a purpose. On the other side, it is all that matters. Did we accomplish that mission or not?" This insistence that we have some important, incomplete life mission is one of the main reasons cited for being sent back into body after a near-death experience.
Reincarnation on the bingo card. Gothgeek Gaming with 24 months says, "You look awesome, Hannah, and so do you, chat." Oh, thank you.
Chantal and others
Happy second anniversary.
report that everyone signs these contracts before being born, and in them are key people, places, events, and missions.
I like that the ethereal afterlife realm still uses, like, paper contracts, like humans in the modern day use. Like, it's literally the same exact concept.
To be included in your life script. Rachel E. said, "We enter a contract with God, and the terms and conditions include difficulties, challenges, and definite hardships. That is the experience we all signed up for." Thinking critically about this for a moment raises some serious questions.
By the way, we're out 20 minutes from being done with stream if anyone wants last-ditch efforts to cancel Pissmas. Otherwise, it's beginning to look a lot like Pissmas. Everywhere we go.
If the terms and conditions for incarnating on Earth include difficulties, challenges, and definite hardships, along with ambiguous missions to complete during our lifetimes, and the penalty for anything short of absolute perfection is hundreds or thousands of forced reincarnations and memory wipes, who in their right mind would sign such a contract? If our memories are erased...
I like that he made up a fake contract that doesn't exist and is mad at it. You ever just make up stuff to get mad at?
Before each incarnation, How and why should we trust or believe that we even signed
You
such
thought Anti-Pissmas was winning, and then other people donated tips, and it went the other way?
contracts in the first place? I certainly don't remember anything that happened before I was born, so if somebody claims that I signed a contract in the spirit world, how can they prove it to me? Even if they somehow showed video of my disembodied soul entering a contract, why should I believe it? Contracts are only lawful when signed by both parties with due process, given full disclosure.
I like that he assumes that the legal process for contracts in the ethereal spirit realm function, again, exactly as they do under American contract law. The jurisprudence is identical. Like, legal systems aren't even the same between countries, but we're talking another plane of existence, and you think it just transfers one to one. That's pretty funny. Benikagami says, joke's on them. All you need to do is get a hold of the Orphic hammer forged in the deepest pits and fires of the hells, and you can shatter any bounds, even soul contracts. Right? I'm not crazy! Can I say this? I have corroboration that poop smells like lasagna. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I wonder if that's where Jim Davis got his ideas. His cat's shit. Benikagami says, joke's on them. All you need to do is get a hold of... I just read that. I got distracted by the shit. Sorry. Green guy with a $4 tip says, Hannah, I like the piss off. I think overall, whoever wins, you do. I would say so too.
Not under duress, and without any misrepresentation, fraud, or unconscionable terms. If a signatory lacks the capacity or fails to understand the full scope of the contract, or if the
Are you trying to pretend you're not literally sitting right there? How's that working?
terms of the contract are so one-sided, unfair, or oppressive that they shock the conscience.
Do I have any laser discs? I have a few. I have, I think, Philadelphia on Laserdisc, which is a random movie, but I found it cheap at a used media store once. I think I also have maybe Last Crusade. I'm not positive, though.
All of these are...
Do I have any HD DVDs? No. Only Blu-rays.
Lawful reasons for termination. When it comes to these soul contracts, I find it hard...
Blu-rays, 4Ks, and DVDs, not HD DVDs.
Hard to believe that we are given full disclosure and understand the full scope. I would actually argue that everyone lacks the capacity to understand what they are originally signing up for, because that first contract would have to be agreed upon before
Jesus, if you could find those Harold Ebbelman, it's okay if you keep them for yourself, because holy crap.
Incarnating here.
That would be a lot.
How can anyone have the capacity to fully understand what it means to agree to repeated reincarnations into a realm they have never experienced? Furthermore, the terms of these contracts are most certainly one-sided, unfair, oppressive, and shocking to the conscience. Contractually obligating a spirit that has never experienced life on Earth to suffer and die repeated reincarnations until they complete a perfect lifetime free from any sins or negative karma is both unreasonable and unconscionable. Howdy Mikowski wrote, some unique near-death experience.
Please tell Dr. Blast you love her. She's not in the room, so you might have to yell across the house. That's definitely true. I love you, wife that's not sitting 5 feet away from me right now! No, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. It won't pick it up.
Have discussed seeing symbolic...
I'm gonna turn off all my fucking filters and then they'll hear you.
Rooms that held billions of soul contracts. Of course, like any valid contract...
Can't on camera. That's a Twitch TOS violation.
They must have been signed in good faith and without manipulation or deception. And that is what must be seen about these so-called soul contracts. No matter how these beings try to enforce these agreements...
The War on Pissmas with a $20 tip says, I cast a magic missile at Pissmas.
They are not valid due to the many layers of deception, lies, and pressure put into them. As such, they are all null and void. It is all just a Westworld-type backstory that is placed in the soul's unconscious to explain the pain and suffering one will experience in life. The contracts are as fictional as everything else in the Matrix. They will only exist because we have been tricked to believe them.
Why would you even need to trick someone? That doesn't make sense.
Wayne Bush wrote,
"How much to kill Pissmas?" That would be $172, I think, in tip.
According to a guest I interviewed who met the Demiurge, we all signed a contract.
Oh, we all met the Demiurge. That's fun. I hope I got his autograph.
Some other near-death experiencers mention it too. I'm sure that is one of their biggest ploys. One thing I wondered about, though, is those who say they adamantly refused to come back to Earth, but were sent back against their will anyway. Now, we can't know for sure what really happened other than what they say, but if the Archons need our consent or agreement, then how do we explain those? Maybe that's why some near-death experiencers say we make contracts and agreements before coming into our lives, and the Archons use those, if unfulfilled, and they can always find one thing we didn't do or fulfill, to send us back. I think the contracts expire at our
Thanks,
death,
Ryan Cooper.
but just in case a promise extends past death, we need to revoke these contracts. They will surely use guilt and shaming tactics to get you to renegotiate. They will show you highlights of a life that looks enticing, but just remember the pain and suffering that can be endured. Don't let them manipulate you. You sin the second you are born and consume other life. You can never not sin and be born into a body. You will not be allowed to remember all of the soul contracts that you have made, but you can revoke them, since you are a sovereign being, a divine spark of God, and were duped into making them. This is another reason we must be careful about
I don't
praying
think that's how that works, Phoenix.
to any entity outside of ourselves. If we spend our lifetimes praying to something or someone else, whether for protection, to grant our wishes, or any other reason, then that puts us in its debt. These shape-shifting astral beings, or the Demiurge itself, could leverage our prayers against us in the afterlife, insisting we now owed them.
Prayers are a psyop by otherworldly beings?
Entity that claimed to be the one who answered our prayers would possess significant power over us. They could then guilt us into reciprocation through some sort of contract being fulfilled. For this reason, it is crucial while we are still alive to
And are you more exciting in studio? Oh yeah, it's a thrill a minute.
Intentionally and adamantly revoke any and all soul contracts. I recommend creating a personalized contract termination ceremony where you write and then verbalize your revocation aloud.
Contract revocation ceremony. He's literally doing ethereal afterlife sovereign citizen shit. I do not stand under your authority. I will not contract with you.
For example, you could recite, I am a sovereign being. No entity has any authority over me but myself.
I am a sovereign being. No entity has any power over me unless I give it to them.
I hereby revoke any and all previous soul contracts or agreements.
I hereby revoke any previous soul contracts or agreements.
I have no memory of entering into any such contracts or agreements.
I have no memory of entering into such contracts or agreements.
But suspect I may have intentionally had my memories erased before incarnation.
But suspect I had my memories intentionally erased before my reincarnation.
If it is
reincarnation on the bingo card.
Ever claimed that I willingly entered into a contract, but then subsequently had my memory erased, that would constitute fraud.
If I signed a contract and then had my memory erased, that constitutes fraud!
Misrepresentation, and violate the necessity of full disclosure.
You're violating my necessity of full disclosure. Steve with a Q says, I'm not meditating, I'm astrally traveling.
Possible to convince me that I would ever consent to a complete memory wipe, which
I would never consent to a complete memory wipe.
Makes any contractual obligation after such a process null and void.
Your contract is null and especially void. Joan Corbell says, I'm not I'm not incarnating, I'm existing as a sovereign being.
Furthermore, any prayers, wishes, or requests that I have made throughout my lifetime to God or any other entity are not to have any consequences or strings attached for being.
Green Guy says, Hannah, if you have Netflix, there's a show I love called Hilda where the elves just love their paperwork. It's so cute. I actually don't have Netflix.
Granted.
I canceled it a while ago. They were funding a decent amount of, like, not great shit about trans people.
If I was assisted and my prayers answered, I give my honest and sincere gratitude, but refuse to accept any imposed contracts or agreements as a result. I am solely in charge of my soul's destiny and decisions. I declare all previous contracts and agreements made with all beings in all dimensions.
What's my favorite streaming service? Probably Amazon Prime, just because there's a lot of stuff on there. Peacock actually isn't. Yeah, Peacock has some good stuff because they have The Office and a lot of sitcoms and stuff. They also usually have the best Halloween lineup.
Obsolete. Lastly, the revocation of soul contract.
Personally, my favorite streaming service is all of my movies I own on Blu-ray. Fenekagami says, gotta admit that it's a new level of arrogance that they believe they get to look and cosmic forces and gods and say, you have no authority over me, and think that will do anything. Next, they'll think they can fly because physics are called laws. It is weird, isn't it? And Jamie Lynn says, gotta go, this was fun, catch you next time. See ya.
Contracts and agreements must extend to any made during this lifetime as well. Many friends, family, or lovers make vows and promises to each other which may prevent them from ever leaving the reincarnation cycle. For instance, people will often swear to come back for you in the next life, or promise to be together for all eternity. And these are exactly the kind of memories brought up during the life review to guilt and shame us into reincarnating. We must be careful not to make these kinds of statements while on our deathbeds or during such intense emotional moments. We may promise to love people for as long as we live, but once we die, all bets should be off.
That is so funny. That's hilarious that that's his stance. Like, he fully believes in an afterlife. I don't believe in an afterlife, so I also think stuff like that ends at death, but just because, like, you're dead, there's nothing left. But he straight up thinks, well, our marriage contract said till death do us part, so later, bitch. Like, what a fucked up worldview. Holy shit.
So that our souls may remain unbound and free. Isabella Green wrote, if you plan to get out of the
atheist doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't believe in an afterlife. It means he doesn't believe in a god.
Incarnation cycle, I recommend having closure with family and love connections before you are ready to pass. This does not mean to stop loving them while you are still alive. On the contrary, love with all your might, right there and then. But pay attention not to make any promises to come back for a loved one, or to follow them across time and incarnations. If such vows have already been made, take steps to revoke these vows, and to release yourself in your heart from any such promises. Complete your love agreements within the lifetime
I've not read his book.
You consider or want to be your final incarnation on Earth. Be ready to depart with a clear heart that cannot be either guilted or seduced.
Well, that was the last video. And you know what that means, chat? We got to 830 out of 1,000. Which, I will say, chat, is commendable to Nemesaur and everyone else who fought the good fight, who fought the war against Pissmas. I respect your fervor. I respect your tips. But, unfortunately, it was not enough. The seasonal bliss and power of Pissmas was too much for us all. So, yep, tomorrow we're gonna do Pissmas. So, that's great. And I am definitely thrilled about that, and not playing a character for the internet. I definitely will find that hilarious and not disgusting, and I won't be in any pain. Is Pissmas only a day? Pissmas lives in our hearts 365 days a year. Okay? Unironically, though, if anyone doesn't show up for that, I assume there'll be plenty of people who don't. Understandable. It's pretty icky. So understandable. So if I don't see you tomorrow, I'm very happy to see you the day after. The day after Pissmas, or the stream after Pissmas. Will be something chill to recover. For those of you that will be there tomorrow, well, we'll suffer together, I guess. Screaming at the radio says, Happy Pissmas Eve, everyone. Your stream can't break? Better show up then, even if it's just for a minute. See who we're going to rate on Twitch.
I've been having...
We'll raid the Zachary Mike. All right. I love you, but the jokes wore off like 5 months ago. Have a good stream. I don't blame you. All right. See some of you tomorrow. Counts 10 minutes before you're being there. Well, you can always click on it and just not actually watch. Which I wouldn't tell anyone to do that. All right. Bye, everyone. Bye. See you tomorrow.